Order filled.
Yo, that was me testing. It finally, after a week and a half, worked. That's not. I just entered and exited real quick. That's me. Remember, I told you I had those TPT accounts that weren't working, and one of them was working. The other one's finally working now after a week and a half. I closed it out. I just started trying to make sure it was working. Would have filled. All right, let's get on with it. Full port. I wake up every day testing it out, and then finally they figured it out. It was like glitched something. All right, let's get going.
Midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, and tracking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Good morning. Get ready to get everything started here. Running slightly late. I was having conversations with my developers on the prop score. Doing some work, man. I had a longest work day ever. I got another one of those ahead of me today, and maybe another one ahead of me tomorrow. Wake up at 7, do the streams, do everything, and go to bed at midnight without stopping. That's what, 17 hours? 17 hours non-stop. I got a whole nother day of it today too, which is great. I'll get fueled up. We'll get ready to go. Let's make some money. How y'all doing? Do my good mornings in a second. I do my morning routines here of posting. I'm running a little late. All right. Whoops. Oh, whatever. Okie dokie. One more post. Wait, am I how much? 650? Yeah, 650. That's how much I'm up. 650. I do the old posts everywhere. The TBT finally fixed my accounts. Y'all probably heard it say order field. I open and close an order really quick. Just to make sure the accounts are still working, which is good. They finally got that last account. Working there. It literally took a week and a half for them to figure out what's going on. There's a huge glitch in their system. All right, we got one more thing I gotta do. Welcome to the stream, everybody. First, I'm here at the sub button. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Daily prop giveaways. We got this going on today. We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Even after prop score situation goes live, let me tell you guys something. As of yesterday, I've got like 25 more affiliate codes. We're gonna have an affiliate code for just about everybody in the industry that has, well, I mean, everyone that has one. To be fair, on the prop score website, we're gonna have to be affiliates with everyone equally, so there's no favorites. You know, if you were not allowing everybody to have the same equal funnel, there would be, you know, potential for, you know, someone to perceive that as favoritism and such. So the goal is that the site can fund itself and be a free service. The goal is that it will be an affiliate of everybody at once equally, and nobody will be given any advantage or disadvantage otherwise. The features in Tradeify and giveaway bonanza. What is it? Oh my gosh. Is it that day again? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about it. All right, it's the 30th, it's the end of the month again. Dude, I swear it was just the other day I was getting my hair cut on April the 9th or 10th, whatever day that was, and the market was flying through the roof. I feel like that just happened. Didn't that just happen not too long ago? It's been a year? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So 10 a.m. Oh my word. Where the time is flown. I can't believe that's been a year. It's been a year since the tariff crash. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. I feel like that was just a couple months ago. Oh boy, it just flies by, don't it? The focal fry and frequency of the like, and oh my gosh, you're getting to me. I think whenever I used to teach at university, I sounded very old, and then now that I'm old, I sound very young. Such is life. Okay, guys, Welcome to the show. Good morning. Coming here live to you from Rock Scooter headquarters. Good morning, 98ers. Simon Dean, live in Florida. What's up, Ibusa? What's up, Lee? What's up, Cook? What's up, Boss Boga? Learn to trade. Grease Windu. Thomas Laird, Charlie. What's up, Charlie? Trady. What's up, man? Hey, I heard about your job, dude. Congratulations. State Farm. Mac Broski. Prop from Beach. What's up, Nate? What's up? Building Faith. What's up, Madeline? What's up? What's up? What's up, RTK? Good morning. Good morning, Soldier. Good morning, Goober. Good morning, A5. Our Gardens. Good morning, everybody on the team. Blackout. Steve. Rising Phantom. Gabe. I am Taltran. What's up, man? Good morning. Oh, I have the order filled. That freaked you guys out. That's full port. Nah, I just ordered an open real quick. I think I made 40 bucks on it. Just testing it out, make sure it's ready for the morning. Maybe I should short. I mean, this is just TBT account. I don't really care about it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? All right, I'll jump in on the DD band short. Whatever. All right, let me show you guys what I did earlier. This is the last guy. I remember I busted the one yesterday. I'm just trying to burn them out. So that was what y'all heard this morning. It was a sell and a buy really quick. So that was like me like just opening and closing one just to make sure it was still working. Now I just jumped in 3. I was like, whatever. Let's short a DD van, let it come down. Remember I had those 2 TPT accounts. So like basically I'm done trading props. I'm kind of like weaning off of the whole not weaning off, it's funny, but like just kind of like taking one thing off my plate to make my managing easier. It's become overwhelmingly too much work. And then yesterday I run a 17-hour workday, you know what I mean? And that's not to include getting interrupted, 10-15 minutes in for all the other little things that bigger things that I'm doing outside of Rocket Scooter and Prop Score and everything. Like, hey, review these documents, or hey, look at this, or hey, sign this, or hey, what do you think about this? We're negotiating our lease term right now with the fitness studio. It's busy boy. I gotta do something else. So I had basically taken like my last payouts. I thought my last payouts with TBT, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be done with it. And then there was that issue that they had where everybody was reporting getting banned and stuff because of the botting, and it was just a mistake. TBT's system had made an error. Yeah, or not error, but their system was designed to find cheaters, but it was a little tight on those parameters, and it was banning like innocent people. And they reinstated everyone, which is fantastic. Like they righted their wrong, and everybody's back to normal. But when I was investigating it, I looked into it and I tried to open it up, and I was like, I'm sure I still got some accounts with like $5,000, and then after you take your payout, you leave everything but the buffer. I was like, I'm sure I got like an account or two with $5,000 still in it. I'll just try to test it out with those accounts. It turns out I had $40,000 sitting there, and I totally forgot about it. I think it's because TBT, whenever you make your profit, it doesn't update for like a day. It's like it's the balance is not instantly, even though it's daily payouts, it still takes a day for it to update. So you still have to wait till that second day to really get the money out. And I guess I just overlooked it. I got so busy. So I was like, oh, I got $40,000 of P&L. So I took a withdrawal of 25 or of 30. And I left both the accounts with whatever buffer was left in them. And I was like, all right, balls to the wall, let's go. And then the accounts were frozen. They weren't able to be traded until yesterday. One of them was available yesterday, and then the other one's finally available now. And that was about almost 2 weeks it's about a week and a half of after I took the payout, they just sat there. And you can make a trade. It would say order rejected. They couldn't figure out what it was. And I talked to customer service. Customer service was like, one of the people I talked to, I do the whole system like many times, and one of the people I talked to was like that I breached the account on drawdown. I'm like, no, and she showed me a picture, and the funny thing was, the picture she showed me literally said, your account has been switched to liquidation only for hitting max profit of 10K in a day. Like, the admins are just general admins, they're not traders, so they don't even know what they're reading. They're just reading a script. I was like, no, that means good. That 10,000 is good. Liquidation only does not mean bad. They freeze your account when you hit max profit. You can't trade that day. It's supposed to unfreeze the next day. And so, anywho, They finally figured out. They're like, yeah, we found out what happened, and they're like, you're good now. So now I got one prop account left. Period. That's it. Just one. We're ready to roll. So today, Tradeify 3.0 is coming out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. There's gonna be some new accounts. As a matter of fact, let me talk to my team about it, because I know we're practicing doing our thing. We'll have it in prop score probably in a little bit. We're kind of getting used to our whole, you know, the chain of command and the work here and how we're going to do it. This one we got a little behind on. That's kind of my mistake. We're so busy doing everything else in the beta, but essentially we'll have everything the minute that they go live. We'll have it live on our site too. So that way you guys will be able to check out the new plans instantly. I think they are live right now. Let me double check. So Tradeify is huge. Oops, Tradeify. Huge release today. New plans, new platforms. Let's load it up. Let me get my email here really quick. I don't know where it is. Oh, actually, Dan sent me a message last night. Let me see if he sent me some info on it. That would be good. He did. All right. So it's time to go right now. So the selling point is there's new platform options. Tradeify is now supporting Rhythmic and TradeC, so that's the new thing. Tradeify Elite Live is a brand new trading program with performance reward pool. Earn extra rewards on top of your profits up to $90,000 across multiple accounts. It's a brand new trading program. It's massive because it allows users to make back some or even more of the sim profits they had before moving to live. I think when I did it, it was 70,000 total before they pushed me to live. And I remember they pushed me to live at like 68,000 or something. I was literally like a smidge before the finish line. Monthly rewards there, hit 5 profitable days plus profit. Drawdown to unlock payouts from the pool. So 5 days in profit, you get your drawdown. Your 5 days in profit greater than your drawdown to unlock payouts from the pool. Newer plans have a lower barrier entry for new customers. We'll have those in prop score, and I'll talk about those as soon as they're in it. My guys are working on it right now. They have a select 25K at 109. Flex or daily payouts still on that. Growth 25K at 99 bucks. All faithful 1 day to pass eval, their growth. One-time purchase only. No more subscriptions. That's a big deal. Small 3% price adjustment in return on the selected growth plans. Instant dashboard automation, pass your eval and CPI. On that 9:30 dildo candle, activate your funded account immediately from the dashboard. No more waiting. That's what I love about the guys at Tradeify. They got it. Brett's a trader, so he's got the trader sense of humor. This is directly from him. This is professional. This is the professional Wall Street term, dildo candle, by the way. So if you pass your eval on the big fat dildo candle, you can activate your funded account immediately from the dashboard. No more waiting. That's a big deal. I'll check out your super chat in just a second, bud. Built-in trading journal. That's kind of cool. New experiences. There's a whole UI revamp on the dashboard with real-time tracking, focus on trading, not on managing. So few real updates. The select 50K profit target is now $3,000. I don't know if that's up or down. But this prop score is going to come in handy. This is the first time we get to test this in the beta. It should be live to let you guys know what the new score and everything is with it. Lightning funded 150K. Updated drawdown and daily loss limits. And 40% off all the new accounts right now. The growth is 59, the select is 65. That's pretty cool. So big old differences on Tradeify. In QDD. Oh, yes, sir. We are there. Okay. Thank you. All right. Super chat. What you got? Been in those long talks with you on Discord, was willing to make money, so I told them I'm mailing them a check. David. That let him know, man. That's so funny. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Oh, these guys are great. No longing. No. I just shorted in that TPT account. No, that's it. No longing today. Even though it looks good, not gonna long today. Don't we have? This is we got some news coming out today, don't we? This is it's a news day. This is the second biggest news day of the week. We have, being Tuesday, we have JOLTS, and we have CB Consumer Confidence Number. Chicago PMI has 3 stars. I never understood that. This never moves the market. And it's just Chicago, right? It's a PMI on Chicago. It's only one big city in the country. Not really fully representative of everything else. But this is gonna be pretty big. The JOLTS obviously can show something that we've been seeing some decline in the kind of like the hiring markets, right? So you can see right here, JOLTS are the active job openings that you have that have active recruiting going on. They can be filled within 30 days and there's a worker to fill it. Essentially, there's a job, there's a worker, they need each other within a month. It's counted as a JOLT, right? It's not some, some job in the middle of nowhere that nobody wants. So this is the availability of jobs against the available labor pool, right? This is like, and they're coming down. Well, if you think about what that means, right? It only boosted like this because everybody after COVID got laid off. And so everybody had all these available jobs that they were trying to fill that they couldn't fill because the government's like, nope, you can have people work until COVID's over. So that's why JOLTS went up, right? This is a big part of that. And then everybody was like working from home and companies were expanding again post-COVID. That's the big spike. And now we're sort of like reverting back to normalcy, right? Which, I forgot which president coined the term normalcy, but I found out, and I remember my high school government class, and that's actually not a real word. Was it FDR? Way before my time. Oh, William Harding. That's who did it. Did not coin the term normalcy, even though he popularized it during his 1920 US presidential campaign with the slogan, "A return to normalcy," even though my government teacher said that's not really a word, by the way. So anyways, we are returning to somewhat normalcy post-COVID. But the thing is that this is not just, so this is COVID, right here. Down in here. What's going on is that, we're just basically feeling, like returning back to normal after just like the big COVID unemployment spree. But the thing is that as the JOLTS continue to go down, you'd expect these, jobless claims to also go down, like people that are unemployed and filing for unemployment to get their jobs as well. If the JOLTS are going down and the US jobless claims are coming down, which come out every Thursday, then it means people are going back to work and filling in these jobs. The problem is, and it's a big problem, a growing problem, is that while let me see my pencil tool, I always have to do this every morning. While the JOLTS are coming down, ladies and gentlemen, and again, this is a big part of what makes the Fed makes their decisions, right? Well, the JOLTS are coming down, boom, 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 boom. The initial the jobless claims are going up. Somewhat going up a little bit, not really going up, but they're like not coming down. But the last couple of data points, it kind of tailed up a little bit. So you have more unemployed people and fewer jobs. This means companies are just eliminating the jobs. There's fewer jobs available because the company's like, well, we had 3 jobs, now we're going to fire somebody and close that job down. We're not rehiring that position. We're downsizing. So JOLTS down, unemployment flat means downsizing. And that's how you interpret that. And those Thursday numbers are what I'm talking about every single Thursday morning. You get continuing jobless claims. There's your people that are on their second week or later of unemployment. So we can go down here and see what that number looks like. I'll just show you quick. Maybe I could be wrong about the continuing. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Why did I think it was going up? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, no, the last data point. Oh, I'm sorry. It was going up, but then the last data point came down. Okay, cool. So I was referring to like the last, that other data point. So actually it's looking really good. Okay, never mind. Forget it. I somehow forget this data point. When I said I thought it was going up, it was because I saw it like this. It like wasn't necessarily going down. But this is a good sign. I guess I wasn't paying attention last Thursday. When you go over like the longer haul, it kind of looks like it is coming down, which could be good. Now I think about it. So I thought we were tailing up a little bit, but now it looks like we're trending down. So that's just noise. I think if I make a better judgment call, this is actually better than I thought. looking a little bit more like we are filling jobs, which is good. It's going to stimulate the economy slightly. Well, that's good. So when this data point comes out tomorrow, hopefully it still maintains that trajectory. Anything below 2 million is actually really good for a bull market. We've seen that historically. You know, it's been much higher unemployment filings in less worse times. So it's kind of like, this is actually not really as bad as people are saying, like this doom and gloom. And I know I get some people in here sometimes that are like, that, you know, market's about to die, you know, we're about to hit the Great Depression again, crash worse than 08. I'm like, I don't know. People are going back to work, it looks like, in general, which is good. So actually I was wrong when I thought it was looking bad. I thought this was a, you know, we had that recession back here in 2022. That was where it kind of spiked up a little bit. And then actually it's not that bad anymore. That's good. So anyways, you pair this with the jolts, you get the full answer about the labor market. Long story short, that's one of the Fed's 4 things they care about is the unemployment situation. And you can use those two pieces of data to forecast the non-farms so they come out on Friday. So Friday being non-farms, remember, we're smart traders here. We're not like your goofball traders on socials that are like, the non-farm is good, let me go ahead and long. We're going to go ahead and look at this right now and say we can forecast, we can add Tuesday's data plus Thursday's data and take a good judgment call for Friday's data on Thursday. So, you know, that's what makes you a good trader, by coming over here and knowing how to do stuff the right way. Non-farms, right? The non-farms have been, this is what happened. Okay. Now I remember why I thought it was coming down. Okay. Dude, my brain, I'm telling you, sometimes the charts get jumbled up anymore. Don't ever get old, kids. Shit. Okay, yeah, non-farms are coming down. That's where I knew I was missing something. Yeah, the unemployment rate was going up slightly. Now, remember, jobless claims are just people on unemployment. They're people that got fired for non-performance related reasons, like laid off. So you qualify for unemployment if you don't get canned for your job for, like, you know, smoking a joint in the bathroom or something. You're like being lazy and shit. These are available workers that got laid off for being good at their job. So this is people unemployed in general, including those not on unemployment. So the unemployment rate in general has been what's been going up. Now, this is, again, all walks of life, not just people laid off for unemployment based on non-performance related reasons. This is the change in number of people employed during the previous month. And you can see that the non-farm payroll is going down and down and down. This is hinting at the economic slowdown. So while the specific subset of talented workers, so jobless claims to be your talented workers. This is your talented and untalented workers, people that suck at their job, people that got laid off for whatever reason. Your talented workers are having a little bit easier time getting back into work. But in general, the population is not having easy time getting jobs because the jolt sloping down is a combination of some of those workers going back to work and companies eliminating jobs. There we go. That's the complete picture. So anywho, if we start to see the jolts continue to go down and not a tick down and jobless claims on Thursday, then you can assume Friday's non-farm going to be shit again. And that's what we try to do here. Old rocket scooter, you know how it goes. We were trying to get ahead of it. Now we teach you guys how to think smart, how to be smart, how to see things other people don't see. That's why you're here. You can go watch trading entertainment anywhere else. You can have background noise of somebody yelling and screaming at the microphone, pretending to trade. You know, trust your hard-earned money to a reality show, I guess. I don't know, but you can get here and learn how to think ahead of the game and follow the market better than the average bear. That's what we're here for. Teach you how to think ahead of everyone else. All right, so we're gonna guess what the non-farms are gonna be by Thursday. Brad needs a bonanza too. Oh, we never thought about that. He doesn't get one this time around, but we can start a new program for the next month and see if there can be. Brad can maybe start some kind of thing for you guys on his own. But yeah, that's a good thought. Spot on, brother. Yes, sir. Hugo, did you get it? Hugo got the short, baby. I seen Purdy this morning. I got a pretty decent night's sleep for sure. But also, I had a 17-hour workday yesterday. Can I believe that? Streamed, did my fun to TV, I got off, then immediately started working on prop score, and I didn't stop until midnight. I just moved from here to downstairs and still was working the whole time. Crazy. With that being said, I've got, 25 new affiliate codes for prop firms. By the time we're done, we'll have 55 codes. So we're getting a code for everybody for the new site. That way it's equal, that way it's balanced, and there's no favorites. That way we get everybody included no matter what. There's equal affiliation. No pay for play, no pay for listing, none of that. You will be scored against your will, whether you want to or not. Bonanza today. That's correct. Last night was crazy. Tradeify 3.0 is now live. They have a few new things, few new plans. Typically, now again, this was a good chance for us to rehearse, but we didn't nail it this time. For prop score, whenever something new comes out, we'll be the first to know and talk about it. So in the future, what we'd like to do is when there's new releases like that, I want to organize the actual, prop CEOs and stuff to come in on our show, talk about the release, tell you guys about it, and then have it featured on our site the minute it goes live. So that's something we're going to do going forward. And just today, we haven't really rehearsed our employees, like how we're going to do the new releases. So we're going to be about an hour late on Tradeify's launch, but it will be on prop score pretty soon. Those of you in the beta. Am I looking for the market to drop here today? No, not like this. Again, I don't, it's hard to make a judgment call outside of these green bands. Remember, there's a statistic there, but overnight we did have some move. Now I did make $17,000 just shorting this right here. On this pop, we shot over MHP. I shorted it back to MHP and I did nothing else except for like work and watch Brad stream. And I remember, I think Brad was talking about it. He was like, I wonder if Matt was going to short DD band. And I thought about it the whole night. I was like, man, let me pop a short. But it started getting late and it was like breaking through. I was like, maybe not. But I would have also taken that short too. Had I not been like, haven't been able to focus, I guess. Outside of these bands, only 4% of days do break and close above the upside of this. So it's not statistically probable that it breaks this and keeps going, but it doesn't mean that we short it off of that. There's a rule. If the confluence comes in and this little number right here is less than half, then I'm willing to short it back in from some target. We have red lines up here that I've drawn. These are excellent illiquidity pivot targets to short back in if that's less than 0. If this ends up being greater than 0 with all the stocks gapping up like this, then this becomes support to run to there. And there may be a trade from there, but when the DD ratio is greater than half, I have this no shorting roll up here. You guys know that with me. I'll probably not do any shorts. The only time I do short is if it does make its way back into here and reject off of that, then I'll short it to somewhere. But this is all looking pretty solid for a bull up move. So I'm not gonna, remember it's the last day of the month. We talk about how 70% of all monthly candles are green and 30% are red. And of the 30% that are red on the month scale, 60% of them give back at least a third of their loss by the end of the month, which is basically a fancy word for saying red monthly candles have wicks at the bottom. Very common. You don't normally see a red monthly candle with the body at the bottom where we just fell into the end of the month. There's usually some profit taking at the end of the calendar month. Even at 90% off, Apex still doesn't come in the top 5. Isn't that crazy? On prop score, Apex still ranks low with 90% off. Which is crazy, right? What would you say the best prop firm would be? So our scoring model is now going to have 3 different scoring models that come with it. So we've now updated prop score. There's going to be essentially 3 different ways to look at it. Number 1 is you can actually go in there on the filters. Let me show you guys what we're talking about here. It's not launched yet. It should be released today, unless he pushed the release overnight. So let me double check. I don't think he did. No. Okay. So over here, you'll be able to go through and rank by firm. and see which firm is ranked the best. Now, this is the scoring model. We call this the expected scoring model. We use what your expected payout is based on the failure rate, and then we rank the firms. There's going to be 2 new models. So you're going to come under your trading parameters, and you'll be able to click which model you want to look at. Model 1 is your minimum payout. That's if you want to trade to the bare minimum and take a payout as quick as possible. You can model it, and we'll rank the firm's payout based on that. The other one is the expected first payout, which is the expected first payout you're expected to get. So not the minimum, but expected, like the average. So if you think of a bell curve, we're going to model it 3 different ways. The bell curve of all possibilities, you'll be able to look at the model of what's expected, of the minimum payout, and then the maximum monthly. The maximum monthly is going to be how much you can make in a month. So some of the firms that have uncapped payouts and 5 or 6 different payouts and stuff, you'll be able to rank by those, right? So how much can you make in a month? That's model 3. How much are you expected to make in the first payout? That's model 2. And how much will you make on the quickest path to payout, model 1? So you'll be able to click a drop down 1, 2, or 3, and it will re-rank the firms. So some of them have a bigger max payout, that's where they shine. Some of them have a better min payout, that's where they shine. So do you guys like that idea? We can inspire as we're going through the beta and you guys are dropping new information for us. We get inspired to make new things. So now we can have you the flexibility as a trader to be able to see one of those 3 options there. This is currently what's called the expected payout, the mean of the bell curve. So on the mean of the bell curve, you can see that my funded futures now comes in ahead once we reformulate the model. They're actually slightly better than TPT. This is the middle of the road. So this is the expected first payout, which is like what you can say on average, all things considered, like that encompasses the most traders. My funded futures is actually number 1, TPT is number 2, funded X is number 3, Lucid's number 4. Anything above a 9 is considered S tier, right? S tier. These are the 4 best prop firms currently right now. Though we haven't put Tradeify's new stuff in there, but this is really what it is. And it should be no surprise that these are where the ranks are in the middle ground, because they all have something to offer, right? My funded futures, no DLL, no consistency. TPT, you can take $10,000 payout on the first day. Funded X rapid, ultra quick to payout, right? Lucid Pro, Lucid's great on all aspects. So these all are firms that have something to offer. You go down to the bottom, you know, Apex, DLL and consistency, their score is going to suck. Top Step, very low ROI in relation to their partners nearby or their competitors nearby. So like, that's why those are slightly lower. Top Step is in the, what we call slightly below average category. 8 is average, so 7.4 is slightly below average. And then Apex is 6 and Tradeify is close to 6 and these other ones are 5s. We haven't put everything in the beta, but this is it. And this is the average model, right? So the expected payout model. And the idea is that as you go and model it yourself, you'll be able to type in what you're looking for. So 3 different models going forward. This is coming out. This is out right now for beta. It's going to launch probably the 2nd week of April to the public. As soon as we're done building it. So it uses a math model to look at basically the ROI that you're expected to get over which model you choose. Per the time expected in market against the failure rate for the dollar you spend. So when you look at all that together, it gives a score on its ROI potential score. So based on how likely you are to fail and all the rules, can you news trade, is there DLL, is there consistency, are all baked into that score. It's not linked, it's not live yet, but if you guys are part of Rocket Scooter community, go to the Zoom call channel. The link is there for you to play with it. The new Tradeify, we haven't put it in there yet. Like I said, we're still getting like our feet wet on how to run this. In the future, we'll have the new stuff out the minute it comes out. Tradeify should be done in about an hour. If you early access, if you guys are a member of Rocket Scooter, either in the boot camp or you've bought the tools, go to the Zoom call channel. You'll have access to the link there. The ROI is based on the cost of the account or the pass rate, all of it. So it all factors in, right? So the example is and you can actually type in your own stats too. You can type in your own win rate in trading, your own pass rate on accounts, and it filters in your data into the score as well. So you can go in there and say, well, I failed 20 evals before I finally passed one. You could tell it that, and it will re-rank the accounts based on their parameters and give you a score for what's good for you. So there's even customization where you can actually, if you don't choose those parameters, we have a distribution of expected parameters based on the average of what everybody chooses. It's a genius thing that we have going on. Let me explain. We collect your data and your data becomes the average. And so an example is if you guys all plug in that you passed 10 before you you fail 10 before you pass 1, then our site learns that, and that's the distributed data, and that becomes the average, and that's the average default model is the average what everybody does. We're actually going to reverse engineer the failure rates of these props by your data that you input. As we get bigger and better at this, it can be even individually. You can come fill out a survey and we can learn about how much you pass and fail these things in general. But again, that's down the road. Right now, we make assumptions for the bell curve. And so we use a standard failure rate model and of course, average expectations. So yeah, if you pass an eval 1 in every 3 tries, then that ROI will update in real time. Yes, sir. So Chris, you can go in there and program that and tell the site that you do that. And again, there's more stats. This is just the beta version. There's a whole bunch more coming out before we launch. I can go in here and change my win rate to 50% and the scores will change. I could tell the site I win 30% of the time. Look at that. At a 30% win rate, the scores drop even significantly, but maybe they don't switch orders, right? But you can see that at a 30% win rate, Apex gets slightly better compared to some of the other ones. You know why? Because Apex cost of failure is very low. At 90% off, it's dirt cheap to fail an eval. So over time, when you suck ass at trading, Apex becomes better. Isn't that crazy? And it makes perfect logical sense. Everybody, do we understand this? Like, if you're a good trader, Apex is absolutely trash. You're not getting anything out of it, right? But if you fail a lot, boy, that $12 or ever what it costs to fail an eval really starts to shine, doesn't it? Isn't that funny? That tells you the equation is right because it meets your expectations. So you can actually see what makes a firm shine. Yeah, nobody's done anything like this. See, we're going to completely dominate the market here. Say that you want to tell yourself you have a 25% win rate and you have an R&R rate, you would go for 3-to-1 trades. Okay, so how are the scores now? Sounds like Apex is the way to go for you, LOL. Now, again, the best part about that is you can model your own stats, and that's where we really can shine, right? And it's a fair model. So you go in there, you program your stats, and you're good. Yeah, you guys like that? Thank you. I can tell you Top Step sucks. Top Step is mid-tier no matter what parameters you put in. Their offerings are a lot worse than Lucid and MyFund and TPT, but they're still better than average, which is good. You know, Top Step coming in on the average distribution at a 7.4 is not terrible. We peg 8 as the average, so we take the entire set of data and we make 8 the middle, and then we scale everybody across the middle. So if there's 50 accounts, number 25 is going to be 8. So they're ranked against each other. 8 is the exact average, and from 8 to 10. There's an exponential curve. 8 to 10 is like this, and 5 to 8 is a slower part of an exponential curve. And so we scale them to stretch them out so you can see who's really good, and we stretch the winners out far from each other so you can really see who's actually better. The losers we compress down between 5 and 8. So anything below 8 is less than average. Top Step is 7.4, which is, again, less than average. You can filter out what you like and dislike 100%, sir. You can search for exactly what you want, custom filters, and pull out exactly the firm that you want to see. Yes, sir. 1 minute till open, guys. Above DD band typically is a long setup with positive ratio. I'm up 17,000. You guys remember I took out $300,000 from the account yesterday. I've made 315,000 P&L over the last 8 trading days. So in 8 trading days, I made $315,000. And so I took out another 3 to bring me back down to 2, and now I'm trading on the 2. So far, I've made $650,000 P&L on this $1 million challenge. So I am $16,000 away from being 2/3 of the way done. And yep, so we're working really hard to get all this stuff programmed in there. And the beta has been going nonstop. If you guys like the PropScore website, I'm really glad you are. And guess what? It's a free service. That's even the best part. You don't have to pay for it. It's going to be supported by affiliate code use. If you guys use Rocket Scooter code, or in that particular instance, its code when it has one, that's just going to refund that whole endeavor. So our goal is to give back to the community from the affiliate dollars we make, rather than me going and buying more sports cars with it, you know, like the average affiliate trader out there. Is to take that money and staff up a whole team of employees to give you guys better avenue and higher probability of winning this prop space. So essentially, you know, there's a whole significant amount of income when you guys use our code. As you guys watch me trade, I make a fucking fortune trading. So I'm taking the affiliate money and putting it to good use. That's exactly what I do here on the stream. You guys are just tuning in, hit that like button, hit that sub button. But y'all know me, like I won Pat Whelan's tournament. I gave the $10,000 to the community. You know, I do boot camp for $1 a class. When we make a fortune with affiliate sales, I'm staffing up people paying 6-figure salaries to run this shit with that money. So give back, give back, give back, give back. That's all we do here. It's not a vibe coded AI based aggregate site. There's a whole staff of employees that manage this thing in real time. So, all right. Ooh. Oh, can I short? Oh, it's a risky short. Should I do it? MHP resilience negative. We gotta do it. 427. Oh shit, that's not too far. That's not too far. Okay. So MHP short, top of liquidity map, liquidity pocket. Let's go. All right. Risky short, risky short. It's risky because we have very strong bullishness here, very strong resistance there. Very risky. Liquidity pocket, I very rarely short here with DD ratio less than half. But this is MHP with negative MHP res as well. So this is like, if it breaks through and goes and I just get out of the trade and I'm wrong very quick. This is a very, very, very tricky play. It's both very bullish and very bearish at the same time. Holy crap. You've got resistance through here. You've got an Arby's trade through there. You've got resilience greater than 0. That's support right there. I don't know what to do. DD's 85. What do I do? What do I do? I'm stuck. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. Every part of me is like, fuck it, long the liquidity pocket. You know what I mean? I should just, God, dude, it's so confusing, right? Let me just take this profit here and just wait for a minute. Like, let me just like wait for a minute. Right? What would you guys do in this environment? No, I it's $5,000 or whatever, 4,000. Just let me get out of the way. What would you guys do from here? It's so crazy. Have we ever seen anything like this before? An immediate flip around. Let's look at monthly maps to get one more piece of information. So again, let me tell you, you have a very, 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 very strong liquidity pocket. I'm talking as strong as it gets, right? And you have minus 50 on MHP res. That's as strong as that gets. You have a DD band break with 82 DD ratio. That's as strong as that gets. You have a 72 resilience. That's as strong as that gets. You have a minus 50 MHP. So it's just a tight 20-point range in here that is very, very, very strong. Very strong on the upper side of DD band. So this has got a potential to do this. I would not be shorting for the market to fall below here or here. This is it. That's why I took out of the trade. Oh boy, I'm excited. Well, that's a bull finish to the month if there ever was one. Let's double check the monthly maps. It's too strong to sell off today. Yeah, we're in liquidity pocket on NASDAQ on monthly maps. That's crazy. So yeah, this is a nice strong bull finish to the month. And then S&P also in bull zone. So they're actually both turning out to be pretty bullish today. So I'm glad I closed that short out. It's probably rallying as we speak. I'm just going to take a guess. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. There we go. Am I going to short it a second time? Nah. Boy, oh boy. MHP breaks. Let's watch out. Let's go check some of the... That's the biggest RVs ever. It's pretty damn big. An MHP break on that on NVIDIA. So this is a runner. Bad boy's a runner today. So I'm $21,000 in profit. P&L is pretty good. Meta has resistance at 555. It's the only one that's looking bad so far. Apple looks good. NVIDIA looks good. AVGO looks good. Sorry, where'd it go? AVGO is in a liquidity pocket with resistance. So everything here is not super bearish. Now again, bears, this is your only place you can short from is a bear. That's it. That's the only place I see resistance at all is MHP resistance. That's it. That is it. The first trade I did a second ago. That is it. If it breaks through that, ain't no turning around for this one. She's a runner. If we break through this and S&P breaks through this, there's a pocket. So it's going to be very tricky because this is a very strong play right here. And this is a really strong play right here. And the whole thing adds up to what we call an Arby's trade. We always call it the sandwich trade. But the only thing you have is a moderately strong resistance along the way. This wants to go here, but it wants to chop right there. So that's exactly what our system tells us. This is resistance right there. As you see the word resistance, everything else is support. So Nasdaq is a little more straightforward. It's like this. Very strong bullishness today. Again, through here. If you break the DD band and continue to fall, then that's the short on the reclaim there to the downside. But it's gonna chop through here a lot. I would not at all be trying to fade this personally, because the news that could come out related to the war stuff could just be like one of those things. All right, well, I could take one more long play from here and just take that bet. I can short MHP one more time. Days like this, I usually err to the long side. I'm not gonna lie. But boy, what a toss-up, right? I made enough to call your day. What are the stocks? Sus what the stocks are doing? I know, right? Probably just end of the month, you know, like you get a little bit end of the month action there. Biggest RBC ever, yeah, 100%. What's percent close of MHP when it opens below MHP? When you have the confluence, 10%. You have the confluence, only about 10% of days break through MHP. That's why it's such a strong resistance, 90. When you have DD ratio greater than half, you also got 90 here. You got two 90%ers pushing at each other. As I said, it's gonna have a hard time coming down. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, we call that. Oh yes, sir, we did. Yeah, that's right. I got out of that trade pretty damn quick. Oh, hold on, I gotta check some things in Discord here. Okay, good deal, good deal, good deal. In about a week or two, we should have an affiliate code with every prop firm, even the weird ones you've never heard of, the shitty ones, the good ones, the bad ones together. Equally, we should have an affiliate code everywhere. If you guys want to support the prop score effort, that would be very helpful. If you guys use anybody else's affiliate code to support them, that's cool. You know, you're just giving somebody money. It's like you're tipping your bartender, right? So if you guys like what we do, feel free to use our code. It's giving a tip to us. I've employed 4 full-time employees plus a development staff of 2. So 6 full-time employees to run the site. Your use of the affiliate code will pay their salary so they can continue to provide the service for you guys for free. That way, Prop Score will be a free service with no fees and no ads as of this point in time. I've kind of balanced it out logistically such that we basically recycle the affiliate money that we make into a service for you. And so essentially that's what you're getting back for your use of our code. You know, when you use anybody else's code, what you get back is you get to watch videos of them enjoying their life with your money, and then whoever decides to support that must be a really sad person. You know what I'm saying? Kind of weird, right? To watch somebody enjoy their life with my money, pictures of the cars they drive and shit with the money I gave them. You know, I'd feel a little awkward about that, but at least with us, we're giving you guys a service with the affiliate dollars we do make. So, don't I make way more? Yeah, we make a lot as affiliates, but the point I'm saying is that we want to build this into a massive thing. I've been talking to somebody as of yesterday about running the Europe show. So we might have a European stream as early as this month too. So we're expanding pretty quick. Yeah, check out my $200,000 weekend in Miami. Use my code. You know what I'm saying? You guys should have no question how much money I make as a trader. You've watched me, at least if you followed the journey since Christmas. You've watched the Million Challenge. So you see I make a pretty substantial amount with trading, right? And I do other stuff. I have other businesses, other opportunities in my life that aren't trading related. And so I do pretty okay. And yeah, an affiliate, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the affiliate programs with props is an absolute free windfall. you know, we have such a big community and following. It's basically a windfall. And my first thought was, how can I take this money and do something great with it? And that's always my thought when it comes to this trading community. And if you guys know me longer than just a couple years, you guys have known since the beginning of time, I've invested a significant amount of money out of my own pocket just to build stuff. Rocket Scooter investment cost me and the partners close to like, you know, $3 to $5 million of development costs in the first couple of years. Development costs, hosting costs, trial and error, R&D, advertising, everything. I know I spent at least $2.5 million of my own cash to build this out. And so I'm always wanting to make cool shit with the money that comes in from stuff we do. Bootcamp, $20, pay salaries of people like Slack's another, and you guys love Slacks, right? I don't make $1 from teaching. And I always like to make it that way because I think, you know, if you have a space where you have an audience, you kind of should have some, you know, ethical guidance towards your, you know, your goals to do something good for the people you work for. Because, you know, as you are on a stream, you are a servant to the people that watch you. But most people funnel it in and, you know, they don't make money trading. So that's their first $1 million. They scrounge it up from affiliate dollars and that's cool. They go buy their nice car. It's great for marketing, whatever. We've always been like, okay, the trade room got big. Let's build a trading platform with the money. Oh, affiliate got big. Let's build an affiliate site with the money. So hopefully you guys appreciate the service. The goal is to make it free, just like the bootcamp is as free as it can be. Prop School will always be a free service. There's not a, why not long? I'm very cautious because of the way that the market is with this war stuff. I'm waiting for opportunity candles. So you've seen me do this a lot, which is just to wait. If the market does something, I will react to it. So right now, the last thing I'm gonna do is pick up a few pennies in front of a potential steamroller. I've been very cautious. You know, obviously since I actually withdraw, I can't take big risks anyways. So I'm gonna be very cautious today. Do I think it's gonna go up pretty high? I think it can. I think if we have like really like crazy ass news or we just drop down to here, I'd be willing to scoop it long right back up to there. This environment typically is a very slow moving ship. It's not going to break and rally from here very quickly. If anything, it goes somewhere in here and then probably pulls its way back down. I think we're along this range today. So it's kind of the middle of the road. It's extremely liquid here. It's not very bullish from here. It's kind of overbought up in here. It's bullish closer to here. It's sort of balanced right in here because you have two competing pressures. So being in the middle, I don't want to be like pushing too much risk on the trade in the middle. You asked me where I think it's going to go. You could just plan along, let it ride. But man, the minute Trump and everybody says something about something, both ways, right? So what I like to do is react, and I'm going to react to something good. I'm already up 21,000. I don't have any rush here on a $200,000 account because I withdrew 300,000 yesterday, by the way. So I've made 650 total off the 100K start since Christmas. So that's 650K in 3 months on just this challenge account. My real trading account you guys never see is up even more. I make the same trades there, just bigger. I don't televise my big accounts ever. I never really have done that. This right here is down to 200K and I've made 20 off of that. It's 10%. It's pretty significant for days, you know, for this balance today. So I don't have to go too heavy, but I'm gonna be following the news headlines, right? It's extremely solid here. It's not that volatile, and it's gonna try really hard to hold this, but it's a little random for my taste. And anytime we're above this upper DD band, I only long on strong pivots only, which is here. The problem is this strong pivot has a resistance right there, so it's just a really small 40-point scalp that you guys could have probably made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, you know, like, or 6 times so far. And that's kind of what I'm watching. And if I wanted to be really smart about today, any drop here on a news candle, I would like to long that liquidity pocket through there. That's a perfect scalp. If we fall on news today, anything that breaks through here is going to push really hard, but it's going to hit this pocket and sort of tuck back in. So because it's a tight, solid range there, the opportunity is very small and the risk is very big, because the minute the word war hits the headlines, it's this much loss for this much potential gain. Does everybody understand that? So I'm being cautious here. This news rhetoric, dude, war stuff, too much. Too much. It's my buddy Keith used to call it picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. You make a few bucks, make a few bucks, make a few bucks. There's a week's worth of loss if you get the news wrong. And so what I like to say is because news is so frequent, it's coming out sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. And it's almost daily, right? So it's like, well, news is going to give me the opportunity. Well, what happens if I miss out on the long? Whatever, I miss out on the line. I miss out on anything. I made 20K today. I'm missing out on shit. But what happens if I'm on the wrong side of the trade? The loss is pretty big. Your standard R&R on this is a 1-to-1 trade. From there, the 1-to-1 stop loss, which is fine. But I got to make my 40 points quick in and out because I don't want to be in a trade when they start talking about Iran. You know what I'm saying? PMI is also coming. Chicago PMI, which is usually a small mover, but we do have the jolts come out today, which is probably the bigger mover. What I might do, because I'm expecting the jolts to be kind of bad, is that maybe leading up at the jolts, maybe I'll just fat finger short a position and just gamble on the jolts with the contract or two, because I think it's going to come out bad. Pop and drop, and then it's just going to fall really quick and then continue to climb back up. So like the example being is that when the jolts come out, it might like do this and then slowly work its way back up. Maybe a smart little gamble there. Let's take a look at the time on that. Remember, jolts, the non-farms have been continuously coming down. Fewer people are going back to work, and the jolts are also coming down, which means that there's fewer jobs to go around as well. The continuing jobless claims are coming down a little bit, which means some of the people on unemployment have gone back to work, but the jolts have just been continuously coming down, which means companies are becoming more efficient without those jobs. You might want to say that this might have a lot to do with AI. I've made that theory. I posed that theory a bunch. Is that why are the jolts coming down and non-farms coming down? That tells you that there's fewer people going back to work and there's fewer jobs to go around. The economy's doing okay. This would when if AI were taking over jobs, that's what you would see. Both of those would come down. Fewer jobs to go around and fewer people getting jobs. The companies beating earnings expectations. They're becoming efficient without the human labor. That's a fantastic thing to be part of, to see this in life. This is actually evidence of that. Now, how severe, we don't know. But that's what you guys see, right? Does it make sense? So jolts are the available jobs that are open. There's fewer of those. And if non-farms is the number of people that got jobs in the last month, fewer of those, then companies are just eliminating the jobs and not filling them with the person. So maybe they're filling them with AI. Pretty crazy, right? All right, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. We have 1,100 people here today. Get those likes up. Today is giveaway bonanza. So at 10 o'clock, we will start doing our giveaways. A lifetime giveaway. So there's a rule here. If you guys use code Rocket Scooter for all your prop accounts, purchases out there, if you spend at least $1,000 over the course of a month, so for the month of March, if you spend $1,000 using our code, you can enter into a drawing to get free lifetime Rocket Scooter software bootcamp. It's a $4,000 thing. And there's one drawing of that. We'll do it in about 10 minutes from now for giveaway bonanza. Hold on though. I need to talk with Angie real quick. We gotta do giveaway bonanza today. Give away a bunch of prop accounts too. Why is Matt saying he's doing great at the gym? He is sending his AI to do the workout. Probably so. Looks like we got a nice little news. Like I said, remember, I'm not trying to pick up some pennies in front of a steamroller here. The PMI, Chicago PMI came out. It really doesn't have much to do with the greater economy. Chicago is just the Chicago industries itself. PMI is Purchasing Managers Index, procurement managers, people that order stuff, for order stuff from suppliers to manufacture stuff. Anybody that buys anything, you work in procurement, you're part of the PMI. So you look at how much things cost, what your inventories are like, what prices are like, and it's a survey of that stuff. It came in as a miss, and it's just for Chicago. Forecast is a 55. It came in greater than 50, but less than the forecast, which means it was a slight miss, but it was still good data. Looks like the market is very sensitive to anything right now. Chicago is not a testament for the entirety of the world. It's just one data point that comes out. It's never really been a market mover as long as I've been trading, so we typically ignore it. When would I suggest taking a withdrawal from an equity account? You mean the stock account you've been trading? Like taking money out? In my futures account, when I like to double my account, I like to take half out. Double and half, that's the rule. That's just to get the risk out of the way of potential, you know, accidental tilting. Equities accounts are different because they grow much slower. I really can't help you there. I don't have a good rule of thumb for equities accounts because I don't have one. I have an options account, that's it. I do not trade stocks. I don't own stocks. I don't invest in stocks. I don't believe in investing in stocks. It's weird, right? I'm a trader and I don't believe in investing in stocks. Personally speaking, the growth rate is so slow. Everything else I do with my money is a better appetite for my risk. If I want 5 to 10% a year, I'll go to the stock market. It's pretty guaranteed for most years. But I tend to go for higher returns on every investment I do. So as far as it's not a bad like for long compounding, it's great for longer investing. So stocks, don't let me say don't invest in stocks. Buy stocks if your goal is 30 years from now. It's a fantastic decision to have your money compound 2% plus a year on average, just due to inflation. You'll beat inflation. 5 to 10% a year, you'll beat inflation and then some. It's a great investment for your retirement. As far as like at this point in time, I don't do it. Makes absolute sense for the longer haul. It's a fantastic investment. It's very safe. The stock market's extremely safe investment over a longer time span because the market has always gone up since the beginning of the market. And you get dividends, and you can use those dividends to buy put options to give you insurance in times the market gets shaky, like now. Save up those dividends, baby. Take that money, buy every dip. Take that money, buy every dip. Market starts to get shaky, sell a whole bunch of it, buy a shit ton of puts, and then as the market falls, continue to buy the dip. And if the puts pay out, the market crashes, you have 10 extra money on those puts. That's what I would do if I was a stock trader. Can I look at QCLS? Is that a stock? What is that? QCLS. That's a stock. What am I looking at here? Bro, that thing is less than $5. I'm gonna tell you something. We don't even have data for it because there's like almost no trades on it. Let me tell you something about that. Whatever you got me looking at, looks pretty dangerous. Not the stock, the company. What is the company? What do they do? UC Technologies. I don't know anything about them. Clinical stage pharmaceutical company focused on developing commercial and therapeutic platforms, blah, blah, blah. Next quantum class penny play. Yeah. That's not my world. Leslie Paul, what's up? My worst nightmare. What's up, bro? Hey, I still have to talk to your guy. I have to schedule a meeting for him. I've been swamped with prop score. I'll have probably some freedom probably by maybe Thursday or Friday. So you tell your boy, I'll hit him up by then. Right when I got off of my stream yesterday, I worked from 12:30 until midnight when I went to bed. I didn't take a break for 12 hours. I didn't even stop to do anything. Yeah, I've gotten it's been a massive crunch time. Now here's the red line. This is a possible short setup. There is one off the illiquidity pivot at the top. Typically be a little bit of a fade from there. I could take a small shot at 94. Again, it's a pretty bullish setup today, so it would only be a small scalp if there ever was one. It's probably not the best idea, but let's just double check where we are. That's breaking highs, but that is. Let me double check that I have these drawn right. 593 on NASDAQ. And then, where the hell did I draw this one at? Oh, daily chart. 6492 S&P. Hit it with like maybe I'll do like 5 contracts or something. Again, not that I normally do this. Again, I don't normally short above DD band, so this is a terrible idea. An absolutely terrible idea, but this is a resistance pivot. So my goal is to be in some kind of trade for jolts. And if I'm wrong small. I do want to gamble on the jolts. Give me a shit candle. Hold on. Please don't copy me, guys. This is a horrible idea. Don't copy me ever, number one, but this is a terrible idea. Shorting into momentum. Just overextended and arbitrage is coming back down to 0. So this is just a possible. Again, when jolts come out, I get a really sharp candle. I might be able to get 20 points out of it. Jolts typically bearish. Well, the trend has been bearish, right? There's fewer and fewer and fewer jobs, and there's fewer and fewer non-farms. It means AI is taking over. Companies are downsizing and not hiring people back. I mean, this is what it means. So it's a slowdown. It definitely shows, the trend shows a slowdown. So unless the jolts come in spectacular, then, you know, whatever. What's the opposite of Knife Catchers Anonymous? Rocket Stoppers Anonymous. That's actually a great word. Where'd I come up with that? Knife Catcher or Rocket Stopper? I like that. You want to be a Rocket Stopper Anonymous? Like the rocket's coming at you, you're like pushing it back. No, thank you. Not today. They call me Rocket Stoppers Anonymous. Okay, we'll do our lifetime giveaway in just a little bit. After the data comes out, we'll do our lifetime giveaway. It's a $4,000 thing.
Hi, my name is Dave.
In the spirit of old Dave.
And I caught the dip again. I thought it was the Lord.
You work on the red line indicator liquidity. Awesome, awesome. You and Boomer are both putting something together, man. If you guys can figure that out, like I said, I'll give you $10,000 as a prize. If you solve that for me, I'll buy it from you for 10K. But it has to be perfect. It has to identify the red lines and not miss anchor points. If you get 90% of the anchor points, I consider it successful, and I'll put it in a rocket scooter. $10,000 prize. I'll explain it in a little bit. Automating red lines and yellow lines. It's a very difficult mathematical problem. I could solve it. I've tried to solve it before. I've come up with some solutions. I didn't believe they were adequate enough to use them. If you can figure out how to mathematically automate red and yellow lines, not to code it, it's to solve the math problem. Coding is easy. It's the math of how to identify them. It's a little bit of a difficult math problem. Every attempt I've made to try to solve it, I've come close, but I wasn't satisfied with my own solution. So what I did was, since I'm so busy, I've challenged the community. I said, if somebody else solves the problem, I will buy it from you with a $10,000 price, and the community will benefit from your work. Now this is a gamble, 2 minutes. And again, it's probably a terrible idea. Red line's always a strong resistance. If it breaks through it, I have no idea what I'm going to do other than maybe stop out. I'll probably hold it for 15 points, give or take, on the other side of it. Am I still doing 5 additional lifetimes for people who spent 1K at TPT or My Fund and Futures alone? That's correct. That's today. That is today. That's correct. So if you spend $1,000 total using Rock Scooter code, we give away a lifetime membership. If you've spent $1,000 with TPT or My Fund and Futures this last month, we're giving away 5 lifetimes. My bad. That is also today. What's the red line? You'll do it today. Let me explain to you. It's a difficult math problem. It's not the code. Coding is easy. It's to solve the math. Let me pose the problem to you after. I'll give you guys the challenge, and I'll tell you what's challenging about it. I'll even give you some hints on how to solve it. If I were to spend more time, I should be able to solve it. I just don't have the time to solve it myself. Let me add to that. All right, terrible idea to fade this, but I'm going to try it anyways. Confidence in this is a strong pivot. I just don't know how strong it is against all this bull waves. It's not the best opportunity. But let's see what the Jolt said when they came out here. They came out as a slight miss. And again, on its trajectory lower. CB consumer confidence number actually came out at 91 on an 87 estimate, which is actually pretty decent and bullish. The jolts weren't actually that bad. And CB number is actually pretty good. So that was actually a surprise. Let's look at the jolts really quick. So it's probably going to squeeze me. Open those jolts there really quick. But I'll hold on till stop. So nice and flat. No real big change there. So this is the one. Again, I'll just run a tight stop on this. Maybe 65, 15, give or take, and see what I can get out of it. Again, my only thought is to there. This is a maybe like 3-to-1 trade. Red lines are great to short from. At least for a reactive scalp. I don't think it's a good short play. Like I'm trying to tell you guys, please, if you're just tuning in for the first time, don't copy me. I always tell you my confidence in trades. This is a fucking coin flip, if there ever was one. It's the opportunity is there, but it's very strongly bullish. There's not any bearish momentum at all, and I don't believe it can go short. And any news that comes out can squeeze up hundreds of points and turn this into a loss. So like I'm even dangerous fighting against the herd in a non-volatile bull run. Terrible idea to short here, guys. Personally. So I know people like to come in and say, what's Matt doing? Let me copy him. I'm waiting for just a swift, quick red candle, and I want to see it happen quick. Just swift and just through here. That's it. If I can get my scalp and make 5 or 10 grand, I'm good. Okay. Let me explain what the red line problem is. Okay. Let me teach you what the red line is. It's a technique that does the following, and this is why the problem's hard, because it has a little bit of subjectivity to it. There's not a rigid mathematical solution. I have a couple of rigid mathematical solutions. I'll describe them to you in a second. Let me explain what we're looking for. Okay. You're looking for when the market, say, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. The market's just trucking along, and all of a sudden there's a nosedive on a news event. Okay. And what happens is when that volatility picks up, the V's start getting bigger, right? And then when buyers are found, those V's start getting smaller and then consolidates. So what you're looking for is to identify point A with some mathematical reasoning. You're identifying what's called point B, which is the peak low of maximum volatility. So this is a move on a sell imbalance. This is where buyers were found. And then this is the maximum sell imbalance, because whenever you have maximum illiquidity, you have maximum volatility. So the bigger the V. So this is where the buyers were found, because the maximum illiquidity is the maximum sell imbalance. So now buyers were found to step in to offset the imbalance. You're trying to look for the initial point of selling, and then you're trying to look for the maximum point of volatility, and that's it. And the red line is the middle of those two things. As simple as it sounds, the stock market is not that simple. There's some criteria that you have to also account for. And I'll tell you, one of the easiest, simplest ways to see it or do it is on a candle tick chart, not using time candles, but a tick chart. And you're looking for an event where the market moves with the following limitation. Market moves suddenly and finds its first sort of counter resistance to the buyers. So forget this, forget the chart. Let me just draw in a blank space. So you get this like sudden move, right? Market just moves very suddenly and sort of like creeps up, because anytime you find a buy imbalance to the sell imbalance, market tries to work its way to the middle. So you're looking for a sudden move that doesn't retrace to the middle and then finds lower lows. That's how you identify the initial point. Now, the problem is markets don't just move like normal in a straight line. You're going to have like choppy candles along the way. So you can't just say like if candle 2 minus candle 1 is half, you know, you can't just look at the candles. You're going to have to use a little bit of AI to solve this problem, because things move in like a jagged sort of motion that's not necessarily, there's all these wicks and candles. You have to be able to say that this is what I'm looking for. There's the middle. You had an initial selling spree that didn't retrace half and found lower lows. That's exactly what you're looking for. But it's going to be sort of like these jolty candles that you can't just use candle math and geometry to solve. That's the problem. You're going to have to do a little bit of like AI sort of learning to be able to see through it, because subjectively your eyes can look at this and go, oh, yep, that makes a lot of sense. But a computer is going to struggle with it. And I've struggled with it for 10 years trying to solve this problem. And I don't really pick it up too often, but every time I pick it up, I come up with a solution. I'm never happy with it. I can only mathematically, I've been able to hit about, 60, 70% of these, which I think is good, but it still misses 30%. It's not good enough for me. If you can solve it where 90% of these are captured, I'll give you 10 grand. And Rockscooter will benefit from it forever. Here, like an example, this sold off, this hit the buy imbalance, that's shifted it to the middle, then it eliminates this from consideration for being the anchor point. We call it the anchor point. So what you're looking for is evidence of a sell imbalance. And what that does is it makes perfect, beautiful, high volume pivots that since then I teach the trick manually in my boot camp. And it's so good, in fact, 23,904 is the level for NASDAQ and 23,6494 is the level for S&P. That trick alone for me right now, literally right now, was worth $4,000. So if you automate that for everybody else in this community, will benefit greatly. As you see, that red line is a very solid resistance pivot. Just to get a little noise off of it, I close it out just because it's not moving fast enough like I'd like to see it. NASDAQ resilience is getting even stronger, but you see how strong that pivot is to the dot. And when you touch it, it is a high volume pivot every single time when you do it correctly. Now let me demonstrate how to calculate one of these, because we had one yesterday probably. But if you get in there, as an example, let's just analyze this portion right here. What it is a rebalance point from a dealer counter position to a move. So example, if everybody's selling, the dealer has to buy. It's a dealer neutralization point. So there's the sell imbalance, there's the buy, and then it runs to the middle. Okay, eliminates, doesn't count. We're looking for a straight run that proves that the sell imbalance, the dealers found some buyers, but there weren't enough. Nope, disqualified. This one? Nope, disqualified. How about this one? Nope, disqualified. How about this one? Disqualified, right? So you're looking for evidence, a true evidence. It's the only thing we do that's like subjective to candles, right? Feels a little like charty, right? But the reason why I don't discount it, it's one of the first techniques I ever invented, and it is so strong. In fact, it creates a high volume predictable pivot. Here's an example of where you would mark. You have now found something that has proven to find lower lows and leave an imbalance. 912, 100% is a high volume pivot when you get to it. Now, again, we hit it with that news event. But as you see, it's the same thing. You do it just right. It is an exact, we call them illiquidity pivots. I have a whole technique on how I teach that, how to do it with your eyeballs. The problem is the computer has a harder time recognizing what your eyeballs can see. But when you do it just right, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. It's pretty good. What about 1% of sales from Rockscooter? Ain't that important, bro? By cutting you in on the gross sales, I might as well just teach it manual. But you must get 90% of the anchor points. You must. Here's some mathematical tricks that I did. I used some geometry to find it. Now let me tell you some cool ideas. If you go to a tick chart, I had some cool math. I'll tell you my original idea that I did to find it. So here's how you identify in a day's worth of move. Now again, I've tried some cool tricks. None of them have been exact, but this is one of the. I'll give you guys one of the ideas I originally had to identify these anchor points. If you start out at the top of the Globex session and you find the high, and you draw a trend line. So I did some math that actually did this. It would draw a line like straight ahead, and then it would drop the line until it intersected with something like right there. Boom. So you start at the high, and then you draw a straight line, and then you drop it till it hits something. Then you take this line and you repeat the same thing. You start it there, and then you drop it until it hits something. Okay. And then you start there, and then you drop until it hits something, etc., etc., etc. Now you're done. If you do this, you are very likely to identify anchor points, and therefore you just test each particular case. And every single time that you hit something, you can redo this. You can redo this sort of like fractal sort of effort and hit other things. Every time you hit something, you can do the same thing. And so you identify possible anchor points through this. And so the goal is mathematically, you would discover that I need to analyze this, and this further. And then you go through into making further analysis on those points instead of writing your code to analyze every point. This was a quick hack to get to about 70% of them. It was a really, now this was my coding in 2016 when I tried to automate this back then. It was not a terrible idea, but what I did was I had further code that would now do something else to find the bottoms, and now I can analyze, did we retrace half between the two? That was a good starting point to automate. And it's a geometric solution. It's not really the best solution. It's not exact. It uses no logic. It just uses geometry. And what it does is identify those excursion points. And it's pretty good at doing it. Bottom hunter, you guys shut the fuck up. I was a bottom hunter at a time in my life. So anyways, not a bad step at a solution. I know Tory Trendline just got a fucking boner hearing me say that, but listen, it's not a bad solution to identify where your points are to further analyze, which wasn't bad. It still missed a couple of them. Yeah, but we need some power bottoming in here. All right, let's get ready for the lifetime giveaway. But if you can solve that problem, see, remember, I tried some geometric solutions, try identify it. I personally think that the solution lies in AI. It requires a little bit of pattern recognition to ignore the mathematical discrete movement of the candles, because your brain needs to not say, well, here's a low, here's a high, here's the half, here's a low, and you're looking at every candle. If you try to write any kind of pure mathematical logic, you need to have some kind of account smoothing. My second iterations into this was using fast Fourier transforms to break out the data into component cycles and then analyze it that way. So I got pretty heavy with the math, and I actually came out with a better solution using FFTs. But again, I wasn't satisfied with the solution. I got a little crazy with the math, but it's our only like subjective sort of solution that doesn't necessarily have a pure, easy to find exact pivot, right? It's everybody that draws red lines gets them slightly different from each other because it's a little subjective, right? It's about 80% technique and about 20% subjective. That 20% is enough to make it hard to code. But if you can solve it, there's a prize waiting for you. And a lot of people are trying right now, so it's fun. It's going to require like I said, it's not as easy as it sounds. It looks easy on the surface. When you start diving into it, you're going to miss out a lot. So even though markets don't move in pure cyclic fashion, you can use FFTs to weed out the noise. So if you use FFTs correctly, you can remove sort of so the transform converts the signal like from its original into like the frequency domain, because it's a breakdown of like basically specific frequencies. And so think about like your radio EQ, right? You have a specific frequency that you can tune, and that's what you're basically doing. I was tuning the data to remove the noise to make it smoother, to do that same kind of fractal type analysis. This was 2016, my bros. So this was back in the day when I took those steps. And while it did come up with a pretty adequate solution, I wasn't pleased. And then now that AI has been coming out, I've been dreaming of an idea where AI just figures it out by using pattern recognition, you know, which is a lot more like, I guess, parallel logic rather than sort of like a linear logic sense. It's like human thinking rather than just instructions A, B, C, D. It's like, you know, how you can look at something that looks like this and say, oh yeah, that's a chair, right? But you can see like a plant that has, you know, 4 roots in the ground like this. You say, nope, that's a tree, right? They look exactly the same to a computer, but your eyes have a way of using contextual clues to say, well, that's a chair because there's other people sitting around it, and that's just a tree with protruding, you know, tree roots. because there's nature around it, right? So your brain has this parallel way of thinking to see beyond just what you're analyzing. And in those context clues, you actually have a little bit better way of seeing a pattern. So I dream of an idea where AI uses those context clues to see the pattern better. Anyways, forget what I'm saying. Let's do a lifetime giveaway. I'm gonna bore myself to death, continue to talk about some math. All right, here's the rule. Here's how it works. If you have spent, this is the general one. No, we'll do a specific one first. If you have spent 1,000, no, red lines are for sells and buys F2. This is for both of them. And the prize is real. You can hold me to it. And you'll be benefiting this community greatly because we were gonna automate it and put in the platform for you. We'll even maybe give you a oh, thanks, babe. I haven't thought about giving a gentle nod to the creator by making the name somehow like, we could call it like, you know, thank you, red lines by F2 or something. You know, I give it the name, or we come up with the name, because we've always just called them red lines or illiquidity pivots. We could come up with some way to like honor the person that made it by naming it, or get the convention, even though you didn't invent it, you're automating it. We would somehow maybe honor you in some way as if you guys solved the problem. Okay. If you spent $1,000 using code Rocksuit, now, okay, let me tell you the penalties here. If you enter this contest, you better qualify for it. You better listen carefully. If you type in this channel to enter the contest and you try to claim the prize, we will verify. You will not get away with it. And if we find out that you lied, you're banned from all future contests. So we always have to be serious. Once a month we do this because it's a $4,000 prize. And I'm giving away 6 of them. So I'm giving away $24,000 worth of rocket scooter this morning. Okay, so let me explain it. At the end of this, if you've spent $1,000 in the month of March only, using code Rocket Scooter with TPT worth My Funded Futures, right? We tell people like those two firms are infinitely better than Apex. Even at 90% off, Apex is still trash, right? So we were like, well, people were like, no longer going to use Apex here. So we're like, what should they use? We're like, well, if you use TPT or My Funded Futures, they're actually better. And we're going to shift our giveaway. Will be like if you use that, right? So does Apex count? LOL. No, it doesn't. Lord have mercy on your soul. Good luck with Apex if you do use them. Hold on. Anyways, so if you have spent $1,000 using our code with MFF or TPT only, this time you will enter the contest. If your name is drawn, you will be lifetime Rocket Scooter, which is a $4,000 thing. Free software, free boot camp, free access for life, everything, all upgrades. After that, we will do a second one where you spend $1,000 with anyone else. Only one. So 5 of the TPT and My Funded Futures, 1 of everyone else. Everyone else, if you use code RockScooter everywhere else, it'll count. When you win, if your name is drawn, you will talk to our admin and send them all your receipts to prove it. The admin will check with the firm to make sure you're legit. Let us know. Now, if your name is drawn because you weren't paying attention, it happens. All you have to do is say, oops, my bad, I'm not paying attention, skip me, give it to someone else. Then you're fine. You're absolved of your crimes. You're good. But if you try to make it all the way to Slacks to try to claim the prize, and you try to say, oh, like, can I have the prize anyway? Sorry, I didn't enter the contest and you wasted his time. He's likely to ban you from all other contests and make him waste his time. So nobody's gonna be mad at you if you spent $9.50 and it's supposed to be $1,000. You know, you won't be upset at that. But if you didn't spend anything and you try to claim the prize, he gets a little mad. But if you buy now, you better buy it now, because the giveaway starts in like 5 minutes. He has a list. You don't want to be on that list. It's a naughty list. He's also in constant communication with Santa Claus. Santa Claus will come over and burn your house down instead of leave you presents. Bad list. Is Lucid part of it? Yes, Lucid's part of it. Let me explain it. There's 2 giveaways going on. Number 1 is for just TPT My Funded Futures. 5. You spend 1,000 in March only. Number 2, and the reason we do this is that, say that you had a horrible month, right? A horrible trading month, and you've been blowing up and blowing and blowing up, and it's just really sucky, right? This is a way for us to give back to you, because you might need some education. You might be down on your luck if you're spending all this money on props. Well, we'll hook you up with our stuff for free as a way to help and give back. Like, we've always been cool like that with the community. So those of you that have spent a lot, you probably having a bad month. Well, this should make your month better. So after we do the 5 for TPT My Funded only, we will do 1 after that for all of it together, including TPT and My Funded Futures. So we told you guys, if you guys check those out this month, that would be what we would be doing for the giveaway. All right. We're supposed to do giveaway bonanza. I'm trying to ask Slacks how many prop accounts we have, but I don't know if we have a prop account giveaway bonanza this month. I don't think he planned for it because we have 2 new streamers. So we probably used up all the accounts in the giveaways. However, with the new prop score thing, we hope to get a whole lot more accounts so we can do bigger bonanza every month. Usually giveaway bonanza, we give away, you know, whatever prop accounts we have left over from the giveaways. I don't know if he's tabulating it right now. We'll find out. But 2 extra streamers, maybe we've gone through all of them. Let's see. We'll find out. All right. So, as I will present to you one final time, chat, the code is going to be MFFTPT. Only type this code if you have spent $1,000 at either MFF or TPT using code Rocket Scooter to check out. MFF TPT. That's it. Thank you, Matt. You're a previous lifetime winner. Thank you, Matt, Andrew, and RS team. GT. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Like I said, it's not hard to spend $1,000 in props. I do it all the time. I spent 200,000 in props last year and made about $1 million in payout. So it's not hard when you're pushing hard to make big. It's not hard. Not hard at all. Especially this choppy, crappy month. It's pretty tough. Let me double check and see if the prop score team has the stuff programmed in yet. All right. So because the new streamers also do massive giveaways, we don't have Bonanza this month. To give away Bonanza, we give away a whole bunch of, but now we're gonna have a whole bunch of prop partners. I have like 25 new codes now. I'll have 25 more codes by tomorrow. We should have enough prop accounts to give away to really have like crazy Bonanza next month. So we'll see what happens here. Well, I mean, that's the prop. Yeah. So it's not, I mean, 1,000, you know, when you trade props, I mean, over the course of a month, it doesn't mean that that people lost this much money. It's how much you put in to get returns out. No. Now I put in 200,000 to get $1 million out. You're right, it props. That's part of it. Okay, I'll be spinning the wheel in 15 seconds. Oh, it's that time again.
Well, the charts went silent in the midday sun. Matt kicked open the saloon yelling free stuff, son. He's got prop funds in a burlap sack and a boot camp lasso slung across his back. Yippee-ki-yay, it's a giveaway.
Roll, partner. Yeehaw! It's giveaway Bonanza time. Spin the wheel the first time. Let's go. Oh, there goes the hat. First winner is gonna be $4,000 prize. TTE, Jazz, iPhone. Have to do the giveaway Bonanza stunt. Although we don't have a lot of accounts to give away time. Is it Bourbon Verbin? My boy, my friend. Retweets me every other day. Big support of the community. Verbin, my man, first winner. Type it in. Congrats. Welcome to the crew for life, my friend. All right. Congrats, my dude. We got a couple more to go. This is the biggest lifetime giveaway we've ever done. Celebrating all kind of fun stuff. We have 2 new streamers. About to have a 3rd for London. Prop score website. Man, so much to come through. Who is it gonna be? Dumb Lick 638. All right. You must type in chat. I forgot to tell you. I know Bourbon isn't lying, but I don't know Dumb Lick. Okay. Type in, I have spent $1,000 with TPT or My Funded Futures. You must type that in to claim your prize. Sorry. I'm about to tell you the final part. Type that in. Bourbon, you as well, but I know you probably did. Type in, I have spent $1,000 TPT or My Funded Futures in the month of March. Can't just say I won. I'm sorry. I'll give you a minute. All right, Bourbon, congratulations. Dumb Lick, you're up. Dumb Lick, you gotta type it. I'm gonna count to 60 seconds. You must type it. 60, 59. Dumb Lick 638. Did he type something? I didn't see it. Dumb Lick, you gotta type. You gotta type. All right, we have to give another one away. Remove you, please, soldier. If we draw your name, we'll remove you, bud. All right. I don't know where to escape. Dumb lick. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're giving it away. We're giving it away. Chat, did he say something? Is he leaving $4,000 on the table? All right, here. F2 got you, man. Hold on. Zoomed out. Like this. This is an example from 2 days ago. There's NASDAQ if you need it. You just rewind the stream and go look at it. And then here's S&P for you. Okay. Looks like he wasn't here to claim his prize. We have to give it away to someone else. Is that enough for you, bud? All right. That should be good enough. All right. You didn't spend, he replied. Oh, okay, cool. Alrighty, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, if you enter it correctly, just be like, I pass. Just be like, pass the next guy. Don't worry about it. Nobody's mad at you for doing that. Wait, Soldier, were you just telling me to remove you from the list? No way, bro. And you won. LOL, dude. The luck. That's so funny. Soldier saved himself from here. He saved himself from Farina's shit list. That's fucking hilarious, dude. That is so funny. That is too funny. Maybe that's what you have to say to win. The minute you take yourself off the list, the wheel spinning gods of wheel karma make sure you win. Oh, that's too funny. Soldier wanted to be... He wanted redemption. All right, Estate Diaries NA. Winner number 2. You spent $1,000. Live Fun and Futures TPT with code RockScooter. It's 24,349 P&L today. I took 300,000 out of the account yesterday, so I think I'm up 660,000 now on the million challenge. It takes a while to go through these. Oh, congratulations, Estate Diaries. Congrats. All right, welcome to Lifetime Rocket Scooter. Oh, shut up. Congrats. This is the biggest lifetime giveaway we've ever done. Ever. Ross B 1112. Type it in, Ross, the magic words. Type in those magic words. Those sweet, sweet words. Or just say pass. We'll move on. It takes a while to get through it. So again, it's where it should have been rejected. It's actually holding here, so it's probably still going to go up. No selling from here for me today. All right, pass it on. Yeah, no man. You see slacks in there? Did Slacks enter the giveaway? Scotty money. Free platform, free boot camp, free upgrades, free software, free indicators, free everything for life, free Discord, everything. Type in those magic words. You can type it more than once. There are people just ensure they get in on. They want to make sure the bot picks them up. This is a big one, I guess. Scotty Money. Scotty Money also is in chat. Can't add him. Okay. There he is. Let's go. Scotty, congratulations. Found him. He was busy typing. YouTube is very weird and finicky with its chat. Like, YouTube wasn't designed for live chat and interacting with an audience. Not like Twitch. YouTube is very buggy when it comes to like trying to add people. Second red line here. Looks like I was wrong. I thought it would keep going, but it looks like it's rejecting a second time. Kind of mildly untradeable. Once we get to the lower MHP, Trade Warrior Hub. Let's go. People I've known for a very long time. Congrats, man. Type in those sweet, sweet magic words. Oh, let me go to all chat really quick. Oh, you passed someone else? Okay. Alrighty. We got 3 winners. Bourbon, Estate Diaries, Scott C. Money. We got 3 more to go. We'll get a prop score update, guys, in about sometime this hour. We'll be pushing the live. I'll have to train you guys after lunch on it. But it's a big one. EDS Paludo. Did you type in those magic words? I don't see it. Hold on. I didn't see it. Did EDS Paludo type? I didn't see it. They typed, but I didn't see what they said. Did they claim the prize? It's so hard since YouTube updated their thing to show just like the @ names. He didn't say the words. He's not typing the phrase. EDS Paludo, you gotta type in the magic phrase. Let me explain. You must type in. You must say that you have spent $1,000 using code Rocket Scooter with TPT or My Fun Futures. Eduardo Paludo. Did you spend $1,000 or no? It's only for those people that spent the money. I don't think you're understanding. He's not eligible? Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, sir. Brad was great last night. Nice pick. Dude, Brad's show is getting as much views as the morning show. That nighttime crew, man, it's crazy. Yeah, Brad and Neon Man were great picks for the stream. I agree. How's Darb looking? It's relatively flat. Nick Jimenez, 12. My dude. I'll double check, Jaw, if you're on the list. Can we have an award for folks who went live? Well, I mean, that's a great feat. But no rewards, no giveaways for your trading performance, unfortunately. Everybody here would rob us blind. Y'all do so well. Nick, my dude. Nick. January, February, definitely don't know about March. We can still check. If you think you're close, we can check. But if you want us to pass, just say pass. You're good. Slacks won't ban you. It's mostly just to ban the bots and the people that are trying to cheat. It's okay, Nick. You're about to win again. Just kidding. FGS maybe? 1123. FGS 1123. $4,000 prize. God, man, I'm so scared to long this though, man. As much as I keep wanting to. I could. Maybe I could. S&P long. FGS 1123. Pass. Okay, no problem. Oh, man. I don't know. Fundamentally, I'm scared to long this. Not from here. I don't want to take the long scalp. I know it's probably the better trade to take. Probably like the good long to take. I actually want to wait for a news thing to happen. It's freaking end of the month. Something's bound to happen. Why long here? Liquidity pocket MHP with confluence on both. It's this is A++ confluence. Doesn't get better than this. Fresh Taz. This is the best long confluence you get. This little setup right here. Maybe I'll take it. Maybe 2 contracts. I ain't risking any more than that. I'll play the scalp. They both, you have liquidity pocket, MHP res support, and liquidity pocket bear zone support at 74 DD. So like I said, put 2 contracts, keep it tight. Fresh toss. Did you say the secret words? I didn't see it. Here, that's not it. That's not it. You got to say the secret words. You have 20 seconds to say the phrase. You lost over 1,000? It's not the criteria. Did you spend 1,000 with TPT or My Fund and Future? See, I'll say it takes a while, right? You have to say you understand the rules. You spent 1,000 with TPT, My Fund and Futures? He says hello. Well, hello back to you. Oh, you did? Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Congratulations. We will check, by the way. So those of you that won, start gathering your receipts. Slacks is going to ask for them. You need to show them your purchases, and then you'll win the prize. That's 4. We got 2 more to give away. This is not the best long, but this is a really solid, strong long pivot. It's a 1-to-1 trade from here to there, if there's anything. Damn, Nick, bro. Like, 3 close calls in a row. BDC. Last one. For this one. Then we'll do a whole extra one. Yes, he hit the spin. Cool deal, cool deal. Okay, cool, cool. Awesome. All right. One more giveaway. If you spend $1,000 anywhere with code ROCKETScooter, doesn't matter. On any prop, anything, any total, including the ones My Fun and Future CVT. This is now an everybody contest. Uno mas. Only my affiliate code solely. Yeah, dude, we do giveaways for our customers only. Yeah. That's correct. Sponsored by ROCKETScooter. I have to play the Whoosh fan song, guys. We need a whoosh. Thank you for the notice, Simon Dean. I might as well take it. I kind of like. It's only, you know, it's a double 90% or A plus from here to here. Do I want to go a little heavier? Or whatever. If I'm right, it just rallies for the day, whatever. Just hang on to it, let it ride. But if I'm wrong and we just sell off from here and then I'm wrong small. Not bad. I'm not that bullish. I think this is hard to think this candle goes that much higher though. I thought that this would probably be the consolidation range. Maybe it's a bad idea to press it from here. Like yesterday, people were chasing the long out the door and they got squeezed really hard. I don't know, maybe like, I mean, we could get the good news to come out. That'd be kind of nice. Although I don't think we get this, but again, everything turned out strong and bullish today. All right, type in free life, $1,000 spend anywhere with code ROCKETScooter. Yeah, only code ROCKETScooter. Yeah. We will check. We will check with the props, by the way. So we will go out there and verify with the props that you spent the money. Fresh had to respin? You didn't understand the rules? Fresh had to re-roll his? Oh, all right. All right, well, this is for everybody. We'll do his at the end. We'll do another My Fun and Futures TFT at the end. This is everybody. All right, I'm spinning this in 30 seconds. Thank you, guys. All right. 20, 19, 18. CPI. Market is trying to flush up here. All right, try one more time. Now Nasdaq is at the pocket. Let's wait for 57. I'll add to it right here at open. They got another B plus A plus setup all in here. Add a little bit more to this. Whatever, I'll commit. This is a little heavy on the sell side. All right, I'm in. I'll take it with 10. All right, spinning the wheel. I usually don't take this trade when this happens. I usually sit out of this. I'm not a big fan of this setup. The times that I don't take it, it rallies, and the times that I take it, it falls. So I feel like I get bad luck with this one. DD band chase into liquidity pocket. I usually don't take that trade. I usually just kind of like wait. I don't like, I like to stay long in bull markets. Lately, I haven't been taking that trade because it hasn't really panned out. The market's faded really heavily. Big sell-offs. Malka Zarfalcon. The confluences are there, and ARB is positive, so it's good. I think the confluence is there to rally. Going to risk the 20K. Us this for everyone. I'm not sure that was the phrase. I don't think you got any of the words right. I don't think you got most of the letters right. Let's try that again. Was this? Oh, was this for everyone? Okay. Oh, was this for everyone? Yeah, this is for everyone. Yeah, for everyone. You were like, bro, your response sounded just like a bot. Us, this for everyone, because you were typing it quick. Yeah, this is the one for everybody. Did you make it? You have the spin? Just let us know. All right, you got to answer the question, so keep going. You got the spin? All right, Malcazar. All right, level check. All right, congratulations. Okay, we'll do one more TPT, My Fund and Futures. So we gotta do another one. All right. This trade's not winning. That's not good. All right. All right, we'll check MFF TPT one more time. There was news. Like I said, it's not really news though. It's just the bullshit news. Yeah. I don't believe they're gonna target US companies in the region, blah, blah, blah. Look. That's not real news. But it looks like I am losing the pivot here. But we haven't had a good strong bull update in a while. Final pocket here on the S&P on Nasdaq. So this is it. Maybe I'll close out if I'm wrong. But I like the prospect of trading through here. But it seems like we've just been selling every high for many, many, many months. Maybe the end of the month, this can be the day that doesn't happen. All right, I'm going to build into it. Let me play this. I actually like the idea of this. All the indicators are looking good. They're all looking really good, actually. Resilience is good. Now MHP res just went slightly negative, but let me scan through some of the stocks here really quick. Liquidity pocket on Nasdaq. Like, I just have a good feeling. I don't know. I could be wrong though. I hate like being so dependent on news or so reactive to news. Not my favorite environment. Harvest going up, which is good on this dip. Means it's a little oversold there. Kind of shot through. So I bought here, and I'm adding up to here one more time. But all of this is support. So I've been building this whole position here. Problem is that this is resistance again. So not the best. It's kind of been the same trade. I've done the same sell-off trade every single time, every single day. Get back to 71 would be kind of nice. I'm taking a little heat on this one. Now that's just like deliberate stock market manipulation. We're going to attack American companies. But Iran woke up this morning and bought puts in Nvidia. Like, what? Which companies are in the region after all? That's the real question. Oh, hell. That's no good. I'll stop out. probably. This is like, I support. That's it. So I'll get a stop. Like I said, my stop is essentially right here. If it falls through, I'll just pull the plug. I gauged that one wrong. See, I'm saying like this news driven shit is just like, just bleeding through supports like they're not even there. And it just happens sometimes. There's not really much you can do about it. All right, giveaway in a couple minutes, a couple seconds. $61. My cost basis is here. It can be a little bit better, but in the IP, if there is some kind of support here. Oops, let me go here. Off to the side here. That was a very mechanical move. All right, let's go. Let's go. Probably gonna turn into a loss, but whatever. I've got pivot, and that's it. These are my three supports. I've been playing the range and building into the position. I don't like it anymore. I'm a little heavier than I want to be, but that's just too much of a, it's just a straight line drop there. Well, that's originally that red line selling pressure. I just didn't believe that we would actually sell so hard. I was thinking today might be that one relax day that we get, but news just ruins the day sometimes. I don't want to give up too much of my gains today. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, Donnie Trump. Give us some love today. Save this market. The wave, the magic wand. Adorable demon secretly. Oh, that's a cool name. Support. I played it all three of them. My cost base is kind of right here in the middle at 59. Could be a little bit better. I had to dig in on that one a little bit. Usually when I have to dig across three pivots, when I make it back to the middle, I trim just a little tiny bit. So on the next green candle, I'll trim it back down. Durable demon score. Did you? You don't say here. No, that's not the answer. Did I post a question on Discord? Not really sure what you're asking. Durable demon secret. You must type in. You must answer the question. Did you spend $1,000 at TPT or My Funded Futures using code Rocket Scooter? That's the requirement for entering the contest. Channel takes a long time to do the lifetime giveaways. All right. I kind of want to exit this trade. I know if I exit though, I'm probably gonna ultimately be right. Okay, there's the green candle I wanted. Let's trim it down to cut the risk to 16 now. Again, I bought some more, trimmed out on this pivot. That's where the fight is. We'll see what we get. You didn't? Okay. Thank you for your honesty. Heyo. All right, now we're cooking with grease. Let's go. Okay, let me again. When I lose the pivots and I get lucky when it pulls back like this, I usually don't count my blessings. Okay, so we're gonna trim this back down a little bit. I'm trimming because I think I'm probably wrong, but I still got some position in case I'm right. As it moves up, I'm just trimming a little bit. Every green candle, I'm going to cut out a little bit more. I'm going to get down to 10. Good. Okay, 10. Now I've got 10 with the cost basis of 53. Perfect execution. Cost basis rolling. I teach this trick in the boot camp. Long, small, longed medium, longed big. Came to medium, trim back down. I originally had 4 contracts here. Now I have 10 contracts here at the same P and L. This is why you take the boot camp. So it's called cost basis rolling. It's a technique I created so I can move my cost basis lower, take a little bit extra risk, but I had a 90%, 60%, 90%, I had all these pivots stacked on top of each other. And now I have 10 contracts with a cost basis of 53. I started off with 4 contracts with the cost basis of 68. Pretty cool trick. And now I've got 10 in case it goes up. I'm good. If I hit that yellow line, oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Now I need to get back to my original 4. Okay, now I'm at my original 4, and now I've made money in my original 4 cost basis back to where we started. Now I'm at the 4 I wanted. Now I hold. Okay, so I had 4, 12, 20, back to 10, or 12, 4, 10, and 20, back to 10, back to 4. Just like that, okay? Now I have my cost basis of 4 at the same place with $4 extra $1,000. So now I'm in the same trade I originally was in. I just used the extra levels to scoot my cost basis lower, and now I'm back to where I started. But I've now took my cost basis of 4 that was here, and now my cost basis of 4 is there. Now if I lose the trade, I don't lose money. I don't lose that much money at all. All right, Mark. Did Mark claim the prize? I didn't see it. Mark said, I'm here. Yo, bro. This giveaway takes a while. Definitely takes a while to get through sometimes. Type in the magic words. Just spent $1,000 with My Fun Features TPT using code RocketScooter this month. So cost basis rolling is a cost basis. What I do when I call it rolling, but it's cost basis management. So I roll it lower. I try to take my original cost basis and force it to a lower spot, doing exactly what I just did. Rewind this part of the stream. It's a great lesson on that. But it only works if you have strong pivots nearby. I had support, support, support. That's it. Now I could be wrong on the trade, but now I'm going to really be wrong small. I'm not going to engage in it again at all. So now I'm probably wrong on the trade, but I can exit it with a little bit extra money. Or I can just hold on to it for the day. I don't think Mark is listening. All right, Mark, I'm about to give the prize away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, I call it I've called it digging, cost basis rolling. The same word I use for that, or different words I use for the same thing. Digging. Dig yourself into a better cost basis. I can just short it at 495 and enrich it down 100 points. I shorted earlier. You don't want to, like in this environment, dude, I'm going to tell you, you don't want to be in a position for long periods of time. This is the dumbest environment to do this in. Trump and Iran will do something and the market will go hundreds of points against you with no technique. And it's the stupidest BS news that we get. I'm so scared to be in positions for long periods of time. So did Pop. The final winner. Giveaway bonanza. Are you our lucky winner? Yeah, and go against, no matter what position you're in, it's gonna go against you. That's how it always works. Soda Pop, you didn't make it? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what side of the trade you're on, the news will go against you. Always. That's always how it works. Stocks Fudge, I think. Vincent King. There's the original trade I wanted. There it is. Now it's kind of crazy. Now, all right. Should I hold for the run up or should I take the P&L? Let me take the P&L because I'm convinced that I'm not right. Okay, I'll just close it out. So that the scalp I wanted with 4, I just got it. Now, this is a great, let me tell my dude to make a clip of this. This is a fantastic lesson. That's the scalp I wanted. I'm not going to risk any further. That was a pretty dangerous journey to make that little bit of money. But, yeah. And again, I don't want to hold for long periods of time. So that's good. I closed out. What time was that? 10:45. Okay, hold on. That's my guy. It's a good clip. All right, stock fudge. The stock fudge meet the criteria. You win the prize, sir. Did I miss it? You spent 1,000. Hey. Okay, wait. Is that it? All right, we're good. How many do we have given away? Andrew, how many we have left? Is there one more? Is there one more? Because somebody else said they didn't understand the rules? Hold on. I tell you, see, a lot of people enter, but like most people don't know the rules. All right, let's move on. If there is one more, we'll do it again. We'll do it tomorrow. I think one person also said they didn't understand the rules, but we'll do another one tomorrow. How about that? That's it. Now it's time for some prop giveaways. Oh my God, giveaway bonanza is like the gift that keeps on giving. Now let me demonstrate a principle really quick of what I just did. Okay, so this is a really strong technique. I call it digging or cost basis rolling, whatever. You're rolling your cost base into a better spot for yourself. You're rolling it lower. When I say roll it, it feels like a ball rolling. So an example is you have a support, a support, a support, a support, and then finally your resistance is here. This is just the big path. You have a bunch of really single, tiny little drops, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, okay? As you guys know, about 20 contracts is my average medium-sized position for this. You know, 40, 50 is usually heavy, and that was S&P even so. 20 is like as big as I'll probably go at 200K. So here, what I do was you can take every pivot and just plan to do it. Say I want 20 and I want to stage it through each of these pivots because I don't know which one it's going to bounce off of. It can bounce off of this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. So what do? Trade all of them. Buy 2, buy 3, buy 5, then buy 10. Big, bigger, bigger, really big. And now my 20 is all through here. If it bounces there, I made something small, bounces there, made something slightly bigger, bounces there, made something even bigger, bounces there, made a whole lot. Now, the goal is my original commitment is my original risk. I want to take a trade of 2 from there. So when we return to there, I also want to be in a trade from 2. But the cost basis will be lower. The reason I call it rolling is because you roll in, you roll out. Okay? By 2, by 3, by 5, by 10, you're missing all these, you're breaking all these strong bull pivots. So you're pretty convinced that you're wrong, but it may retrace some of it on the way down. The fact that it broke through here, I was convinced I'm wrong. So let me get that, make something out of it and get out of the way, taking a loser with some money in my pocket. So buy the 10, then each time I hit the subsequent pivot, I subtract the last buy. So I subtract 10, I subtract 5, subtract 3, and now we're back to here. I'm in my original 2, and I can decide to hold it or trim out. What this does is it's FIFO, first in, first out. So when I take the 10 out here, it's this 2 and this 3 at a loss, and these 5 breaking even. Because if I sell 10 here, these are the 10. 2 took a loss, 3 took a loss, 5 was flat. So in reality, I just rolled, I'm forcibly taking smaller losses, and this technique is what you're doing. You're forcing yourself to take losses. I'm not just DCAing and hoping for a win. I'm actually, as I'm trimming on the way up, I'm actually choosing to take small losses. You understand this, right? So far, before I go forward, this is a great technique. It only works if you have certainty that you have some kind of strength below you to do this on. Right? First in, first out. Right? So when I close the 10 really quickly in here, I forced myself to take small losses on these 2. These 5 are flat. Then when I closed out 5 right here, the 10 made some money. And then when I close out the other 5 right here, the 10 made the rest of the money. So you're when I say rolling, it's because like the trade is sort of like this trade was here, this trade was here, and then this trade was here. It feels like a so it feels like you're rolling your position around. This took a loss, this took a flat, this took a gain, that took a gain. So it like rolls like a half pipe in skating. So in reality, and all you're doing is each time you exit a trade, you're just moving your cost basis to a more favorable spot with the original position. So if I had 2, 3, 5, and 10, and I originally get out, and I have 5 right here, my 2 and 3 had a cost basis there, my 5 has a cost basis in there. If I close out, what I did earlier was I took my original 4 when I got to here, and my cost basis was moved lower. And I had the same P&L, if not a little bit more. I had maybe 4,000 P&L. Now I'm convinced I'm wrong on the trade. So because it's not a lot of, even though there's a big run, because I like if I didn't do anything, I would be flat and back to where I was. Because I rolled into it successfully, I'm back to where I was just with 4,000 extra dollars. The reason it's not $20,000 was because I had to roll in at a lower cost basis and take those small losses on the way up. Somebody says martingale. You need to get a textbook out. That's not what a martingale is. A martingale is just doubling your bet until you eventually win. This is a 90% support, 90% support, 90% support, 60% support. Each one of these has a subsequently higher probability of passing. An example is if there's a 90% chance that we stay above here and a 90% chance we stay above there, then it's a 1% chance we break through both of them. 10% of 10%. The condition is 1%. So that the stats go even higher that you break through all these bull pivots. Because it's volatile, it's shit like this happens. Now, I could still be holding on, but I'm convinced it's just a weird market. And I'm glad I got out when I did. So did I have a stop? Yeah, I showed you guys. I drew an X on the screen. My stop was here. If I fell to resistance, I would stop out. So this was me taking what was a loss and turning it into a win. I don't consider this a winning trade. This was a loser with a gain. So there's nothing wrong with adding to a high probability pivot. I'm trading 5 pivots at once. Each one of them has a potential to swing. This one, this one, this one, well, 4, and this one. And then my resistance is where it says resistance. All of here was too big of a fall to hold through. And again, this is, I mean, I make a ton of money. If it dropped another 10 points, I would have walked away with 10,000 P&L. That's where I was on my stop, about 10K. But the thing was that, again, you can't predict the stock market where it's going to pivot, but you have opportunities at different places. So this is called a cluster support. There's 4 supports spread out very wide. So I took small positions, right? Very small. I think I started off actually here with 4. I think I started MHP, yeah. So I started off here and then I added and added. So each one of these pivots that say support, 90%, 90%, 60%. This is all very strong. And then this is a really strong pivot too when the ratio is good. We don't have numbers for it, but it's pretty strong. So because they're all clustered together, I take my 20 contracts and I just choose to spread it out. It's already planned for from the start. Every time it hits, I'm already planning to trade all of them. I do this same trading style every single day. So I build, I think I had 4 and then I had 10 and then I had 20. That's how I did this one. So 20 is about what you'll see me do at this size of count. And every time I get into a trade, I plan on where are my other pivots and can I build into it. Had I taken a stop right there, which is where I was going to stop, which is perfect. Look at bounce where I wanted it to. I would have probably lost 12K on the trade. So this is a huge negative R&R, but it's because I was wrong. I thought I was wrong. So I took what I thought was a losing trade and safely walked out of it. Had I not trimmed on the way up, then I could have taken a bigger loss. So the fact that I trimmed on the way up just negated some of that potential risk because this environment's weird, man. We could get a news drop in a moment's notice, right? So I don't want to be too super risk on. So this is how I turn a loss into a win, basically. Instead of just longing here and stopping out and then being like, okay, whatever. I longed here, and longed here to get ultimately this trade, yeah. It's DCAing at high volume pivots only. It's like an example is this. I use this example because it's a 90% chance it does bounce at either one of those. If you sit down at a blackjack table and you see that there are 2 cards, right? And the dealer's already pre-dealed and the dealer's like, hey, I'm gonna let you play this game. The cards are already here, by the way. Now you can make a bet. You're like, wait, you already dealed the cards and I can choose if I want to play or not? Yes, sir. And you look at the cards and you see that there's a king up, a king up, a king up, and a king up. There's 4 hands there with kings. It's a betting strategy and it's not fib. So it's not fibs at all. This is, you guys listen, look, don't guess, just ask. I'll tell you what I'm doing. There is a 4 out of 52, right? Chance of getting an ace. If you do not get the ace, you have a 4 out of 51 chance of getting it here. If you don't get the ace, you've got a 4 out of 50 chance of getting here. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The odds get better. Every time there's a failure, the odds go up. If the winner was to pay, an example, if this weird blackjack table, they said the winner pays 10 to 1. You can do this 10 times and then break even if you win. So the idea is because your odds go up each time, you should bet all of them. If you lose this one, it's even greater incentive to play this one. If you chose to take risk on this one, you have to choose to take risk on this one. The odds are better. Why? If you bet on something that had low odds and didn't work, but guaranteed that the next bet had odds that were better, you would if you were a robot, you would mathematically take the next trade because you had to. If you thought that 4 out of 52 was good enough to make that bet and it didn't work, 4 out of 51 is even better. You better make at least that same bet. Does that make sense, everybody? This is mathematics of gambling. Betting. So far, so good. Why would you take 4 out of 52 and then pass on 4 out of 51 and pass out of 4 out of 50 and pass on 4 out of 49? Those odds got even better. You should play those even further, right? Is there a strategy to cut the trades and add to those levels? You could, but I'm going to tell you, in a volatile environment, I trade for all of it. I plan for the whole thing. It's better to play all of them because the winner offsets all the small losers, only within reason. Now, here are the odds of these things, okay? The probabilities that you, if just imagine with the bullish support, this is about this, like if you were to start in a bull zone and close below it, happens 10% of the time. With the confluence of resilience, which is this orange line, Breaking through this is a 10% chance too. 10% of 10% equals 1%. Only 1% of days are strong enough to break through pocket and hedge pressure. So if your first 90 doesn't work, your second 90 is more likely to work. Just statistics. It does nothing's magical in the stock market. It's just the odds. You're betting on a 99% chance, theoretically 99%, not really 99%, but mathematically in this example, think of it 99%. The fact that something that's 90% chance of happening, then this one, to satisfy both criteria, 99% chance of at least there, give or take. 1% chance of breaking both. So with that thought process, now again, it's not realistic. It's not really 99%, but when you think of it like that, that's what you're talking about. These are both greater than half at any given time. So it's better to take the second pivot because it's like that second hand. Yeah, my entire trade is planned from the start. The entirety of the move. When I engage into the trade, I'm already thinking about all the opportunities. I've already budgeted the whole thing. When I put 4 here, I didn't just say, okay, we'll see what happens. When I put 4 into the table, my brain goes, okay, I'm going to do 4. I'll do 10. I'll do 20. And I'll stop here. The entire time that's in my head, I just don't orate it. But if you watch a stream long enough, you know I do. When I've got 90%ers or strong B+ or better pivots stacked up on the S&P within 10 points apart, I take all of them. NASDAQ within 40 points apart, I also take all of them. Why? Because you can't predict the fucking stock market. Where's it going to pivot? You don't know, but you have odds of each one of these pivoting. As a matter of fact, to prove that it's a pivot, on the way back up, it hit each one with volume. It hit this one with volume. It hit this one with volume. That's how trading works. There, and there were each of those high volume pivots that I was expecting as they're passing through them. And there's the volume there, and the volume there, and the volume there. Look at that, right? Because I know each one of those is predictable high volume with almost 100% certainty, I will now choose to just budget to trade all of them so that I can increase my odds of winning overall. What happens if it pivots here? Okay, then I made money if I put all my money here. What happens if I put everything here and it falls all the way down there? Well, I took a big stop. But if I take my normal position I want and instead break it up into tiny chunks and spread those chunks around, I've used that strategy to milk $1 million from prop firms in the course of a year. I've used this strategy to make $660,000 today, or sorry, in this $100,000 challenge. I've used this strategy to take myself to an 8-figure net worth as a day trader. I have used this strategy for, I don't know, I've been trading for 16 years. There is no better way to trade the market than to know where your odds are and decide, do I play all of them or do I split up into 3 separate bets? The rule of thumb is that if they're within 10 points of each other in the S&P, I'll usually take all of them and I'll just spread my bets so I can catch all of them. So every single case I make money. If it bounces there, I win. It bounces there, I win. Bounces there, I win. And if it goes there, then I take the loss. But the trick is to stagger your bet. Small, bigger, bigger. Each time the odds go way up, so each time the bet gets bigger. That's the trick. Because for something that's 10% of 10% of 10% chance that you break through 3 strong bull pivots, very, very, very low. Each subsequent bet, your odds go way up. And that's how it's the card analogy whatsoever. Again, I've been doing the strategy my entire trading career within reason. Now the trick is don't just throw money at it without even playing. The minute I commit to it, I already know how much I'm going to lose when I'm done. See what I'm saying? This is, so with 4 contracts, it's $2,000 every 10, right? So this roughly was 25 points, right? So that would have been $10,000. When I said $10,000 down, I was up 24,000 when I started. I said $10,000 lost there. If I added 10 here, all right, I went to 10 there. The extra 6, which is $1,500 every 10, that drops 15 points, is another 25. Sorry. 3,000 every 10, so that's another 45. So this one was going to lose about 10. This one was going to lose about 45. And then I dropped in with the other 10 contracts here on a 10-point stop. Is 5,000. So the total loss of that would be roughly 20,000 bucks. And when you guys told me how much you're going to lose, I said, I'm willing to lose what I've made. And what did I make? About 24,000 before I started. That entire trade was budgeted that even if I lost, I would break even with some change in my pocket. If you take a small loss and double the position size on next pivot, the problem with that is if it's a big enough spread, I do that. If they are within 10 points apart in S&P, that's one strike distance on S&P. On SPY, it's too close because you can't really invalidate if you've broken or if it's just volatility. A lot of times, if I try to split the bet up and take the loss, I miss out on the run. So to avoid this situation, I just budget for the whole thing. It's called budgeting, right? The whole trade is budgeted. From the moment of first entry, I've already thought about all the other entries that are possible and how much I'll lose. And if you're not trading by doing that, the person that's beating you in trading, when all the times you lose, there's somebody winning on the other side. They're doing that. Every entry is budgeted, right? Having the account enough in the account to deal with drawdown takes the difficulty down to having to be right the exact pivot every time. Jim Jones is 100% right. When you have small capital, you only get like one shot at one pivot. This allows me to take 3 pivots. I've just spread out my bet. It's like, hey, you know, throw the ring around the Coke bottle and you win the prize. Now you can throw 1 or you could throw 3 at once, right? If you throw 3 at once, you probably have a better chance of ringing one of the, you know. The point I'm saying is with high probability pivots only is when I do this, only. And only when they're stacked together. But I budget the whole trade up here. So if I was wrong, I would have given back what I made this morning, but still made like 4 grand. The entirety of the trade is already budgeted from the moment. That's why I choose 4 and then choose 10 and then choose 20, right? It's the whole time I'm tallying in my head how much I'm going to lose. And if you can't add up numbers quickly in your head, get your calculator out. This is like, well, these 4 can lose 25. These additional 6 can lose 15 and these 10 can lose 10. Gabe said when you're a pro at trading, everything's calculated to the penny. Oh, you better believe it. I don't just sit here and I'm telling you guys, a lot of you guys focus too much on using candle strategies and not that position size. I was wrong on this trade and yet I still made money, right? And if I was going to lose, I would have taken a small loss being wrong. And this market was random because it fell through all those bull pivots and overshot before it made it back to what it was supposed to do. It's kind of like the market just swept everybody's stop before it did what I expected it to do. Because I know markets do that a lot, I account for it and I plan for it and I take the possibility that can happen. So instead of taking my 20 contracts here for that trade and then just taking a stop, because markets are volatile, I allow a wider, smaller budgeting. Or sorry, 4, 6, and 10. You see what I'm saying? This is a very solid play that works 90% of the time. As you see, it worked. It just took a little detour before it worked. Because I know it's volatile and weird and possibly like that, I instead take the smaller bet from there rather than the bigger bet so that I can allow myself to scoop in a little lower. But only when you have these really strong pivots do I do that. Bull zone bottom, bear zone top, monthly hedge pressure, and DD band. These are extremely strong pivots, right? Set a hard uncle point where you stop scaling. Yeah, you get to choose. The best part is you can choose where you pull the plug. And I would have pulled the plug at exactly slightly green for the day, had I been wrong. So the best part is, had I pulled the plug earlier today when I drew this line here, because I don't want to hold to next support. This is another almost 20 points to this cluster support. This is too far. So had I broke below blue, I would have probably closed out and then tried another set of trades there. And so there are times when I'll choose to exit. There are times where I'm choose to add. The rule of thumb is when your pivots are within 10 points in the S&P, the strong ones, take them all. Nasdaq's 40. Volatility normalization, use the average 2 range to determine the entry steps. Scaling too close together during high volatility spikes, the drawdown was sufficiently lowering the cost basis. Yeah, to sufficiently lower the cost basis. As Itari has got a good idea, is saying using the average 2 range to let you know about how much the market's gonna fall. We have an indicator that's even slightly better than that along the same principle. It's called arbitrage. Whatever the arbitrage is going to tell you about what your steps are going to be at any given time. So with NASDAQ, it was like 20-point steps. So this is the actual volatility that you'll see when the market hesitates. So an example is this wasn't that strong. This was 3. If this indicator said 40, then I would allow 40-point steps. If this indicator is less than 10, then I allow 10-point steps. This indicator is less than 40, I use 40-point steps. I use this same exact logic you do. I just use this for that number. And that's a very, 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 very beautiful thing to say, because one of the hardest things that traders have to deal with is discovering the difference between volatility and invalidation. After the fact, it's easy to say, oh, that trade lost. But in the moment of being here, in the moment of being here, you don't know the difference between volatility and invalidation. You don't. They both look exactly the same at this moment in time. Do we all agree? Everybody? Got it? Wait, something blocked him? I can see his chat. He's not blocked. So at this moment in time, I boxed. You don't know the difference between whether it's just volatile or that you're actually wrong on the trade. How I know is this indicator right here. This indicator, so I either take the highest of 40 for NASDAQ or what this indicator tells me, 40 or 7. In this case, I choose 40. Over here, it's either 10 or 3. I choose 10. So if I lose the pivot by 40 points, then I know that I'm wrong. That's expanding beyond the volatility. This is the expected stretch of how far the NASDAQ is stretching around the index. And so that really is your measure of volatility, or any kind of thing you can do to measure. So I have a measurement to understand, well, that's about how far I can overshoot before it does break, before it snaps. And so when this indicator is definitely less than 10, I round up to 10. When this one's less than 40, I round up to 40. So am I gonna long MHP? Nah, dude. Like at this point, this is the original trade from earlier. I think I did a bang up job so far. I'm risking it further. I've made 14% on the account today. I'm pretty good. You need to also be able to handle all the emotionality. Otherwise, it won't work. Emotions can make a great deal of stress. Right. So the best part about that, I agree with you, LSP. What's up, dude? Is you already planned from the start. So the minute I enter the trade, every single part of it is already accounted for. When I put in the 4, my brain already says I'm gonna lose 10,000 if I'm wrong immediately. And so I'm like, I'm cool with that. So if you budget it correctly to where each step of the way you're comfortable and the overall trade is a fixed loss, remember that's a fixed loss, the whole endeavor you saw. You're already okay with the amount, then you shouldn't have a sticker shock when it happens, right? So while I was right on the trade, it definitely swept through to some other pivots. And I just dug into the basis to move my basis lower. Then I took profit at 64.80, which again, we're currently trading below it, which is why I said I think I'm wrong on the trade, but I definitely got something out of it. This is just an overshoot that snapped back, and now it's kind of like where it was earlier, and maybe it's not going to hold. I don't know. But when you have a cluster of pivots, I just split my bet and place all of it. If normally you want to trade 5 contracts, that's your normal bet. Don't just aim at one place. Do 1, do 3, stop there. You win small if that takes off. You win medium if that takes off. You win big if that takes off. And now you played 3 hands with successively better odds each time you play. If and only if these pivots each have a greater than 50% chance of holding, is that a good strategy? Make sense? If something has a 60% chance of breaking and something else has a 60% chance of breaking here and here, 40% chance of breaking and 60% chance of holding and 40% chance of breaking this one, independently measured. Like you have some kind of odds for this reason and that reason. So the probability of breaking this and this, when you have A and B, you multiply. So 40 times 40 is 16% chance that both of them break. So you have an 84% chance that the market closes above the lowest one. All things being equal, right? Just math alone, if you had those odds, it's only 40% chance of a 40% chance that you break both of them. So while this is a 60% chance of holding the first one, it's an 84% chance of holding the second one. So this is making sense. It's just basic math. Don't think that this is realistic trading strategy. This is just the basic math of betting. We got it? So it's like the second hand has a slightly better chance of winning. So that's why the second hand bet is bigger. And the whole effect is budgeted. Now, some of the odds, right? When you have full confluence and bull market, this trade takes place 90% of the time, whether it hits it and goes or overshoots it and makes it. This happens fairly often. This is a 90, this is a 90, these two are 90s. So if I were to make the same bet from here and want to buy the dip, I would long here again, stop. If I made it to there, I would trim and then hold my original cost basis here, move to there, let the runner run. Stop here. If it falls all the way down to here, I'd repeat the same trade and move my cost basis from here to there in case I run. So I would dig through here. I would dig through here. I would stop through there. Does that make sense? The secret to day trading is not you got the right ICT strategy in front of your face. You're picking the right pivot. You're nailing the exact move. You're getting it right. No. The secret to making millions of dollars as a trader, as I can say, I can name 3 traders, maybe 4, that even trade a real trading account on the entirety of the FinTwit social media prop scene. That means I can name 4 profitable traders. That's it. Just 4 out of the tens of thousands pumping codes to you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. We all have something in common. It's not that we can predict the stock market. Oh, God, no. No, we're terrible at that. But it's because we lose the right way. That's how we do it. We bet the right way. Every bet is a budget. Every dollar is accounted for. Nothing's ever a surprise. Everything is in perfect control. You can't control how much money you win, ever. Stock market decides that. But you can 100% perfectly control how much you're going to lose every single time. You never lose control of that. That is one of the strongest lessons I've ever taught people in trading. You have no control over how much you make. People said, I made $10,000 because the market went up. Well, the market went up. It gave you that opportunity. You didn't choose that. But when you pull the plug, you had 100% control over how much you're willing to lose. That's where your control is. That makes all the difference in the world. So the entirety of the budget of the cycling that he saw me do with the rolling of the position, the entire thing's budgeted up here before I even commit to one side of that leg of that whole trade. Is Dakota on the list by any chance? Yeah, I would say me, Dakota, Rips, and Brian are the only 4 people successfully trading a live brokerage account over an extended periods of time. A couple other fake trading gurus and YouTube wannabes, they'll draw a box around their best month or 2 and try to pretend like that they made something out of it. But I can definitely 100%, and I know these boys, the 4 people I named are certified millionaire traders from trading real accounts. They've all made at least $1 million in their lifetime. I can guarantee you Brian, Dakota, and Rips are just like me, successful traders. Brian stonks, yeah. He got a lot of heat for milking the prop space. He's just smart. He milked the prop space the way you're supposed to. Brian's made many millions of dollars in his live account, his options accounts, all this other stuff he does too. Yes, sir. Dakota's actually does pretty well. He doesn't do bad. But also give him some credit. He's younger, right? I mean, I'm older than all these boys. I've got a lot more years of experience. You know, they're not doing like as well as I am, but at their level, they're doing better than I was at their age by far. So, you know, they're just newer to the game. And of course, everybody's growing, but 5 or 10 years, 20 years, these guys better be writing books because these are people you want to learn from. Somebody says you like D-Money. I'll be honest, I never watched the show. I don't even know. I've looked on the Twitter and all that stuff. I've never seen a broker statement by that guy, so I wouldn't know. I don't make judgment calls until I see someone's stats. Like I said, most people will draw a box around their favorite month or two and then parade that like it's something, which is what most people are doing. But to show like a solid year of performance, or to show like a 10x on an account or 20x on an account, you don't really see a lot of people doing that. What do I think of Al Brooks and Tom Hugard? I've heard a lot of stories about both of them. I've never, like I said, I've never really seen their performance to be able to gauge on it. But Tom Hugard speaks a lot, as I've been told, of principles that I also believe in. Like naturally, we've stumbled upon like the same lessons. Like he teaches account partitioning. When I started teaching that years and years ago, somebody's like, Tom Hugard teaches something like this too, which I think is fantastic. I think when traders stumble across these sort of risk management philosophies independently, you know, it means that somebody's thinking outside the box about risk management. And when we come across like other traders that have a similar thought process, I tend to want to believe they're also profitable, because that's what helped me get there. Have I watched Flow Zone Trader? Oh, the guy that view bots? Nah, that guy's horrible. Any view bots? He's a 100% scam. No. He doesn't show us P&L. He's like the other guy, FSP. They all view bot. Nobody, it's not real viewers, and they're not really talented or successful at trading. Somebody sent me a video and says, check out this guy. And you think he's fake? And I looked with all his stuff. He doesn't show performance reports, nothing. No, any view bots. So that's kind of a, to sell prop accounts to people. What prop account is going to eat the least expectancy? Oh, that I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of people that try to convince people they're doing something. Look, put your account on the screen, put your account number on the screen, put your P&L on the screen. Don't talk about it, just show it. Anybody out there showing it but the 4 guys I named. That's it. Everyone else talking about it, trading around it, showing parts of it. I've been in the business long enough to know what I call guru camera tricks. They all got a way to show you something that's not showing you everything. It's all highlighting the best feature, and they all do that. But to be fully transparent, here's the account history, watch the whole thing, hit or miss, win or lose. You're not going to find anyone doing that. Only the best traders do that. How do you see Dakota on the list? I've seen Dakota's P&Ls. Like I've seen his actual broker statements. Now maybe in the Top Step TV, he's probably sometimes not doing so well in some of those trades, but I've seen his broker statements. He does very well trading a live account. So Ross Cameron, don't even get started with me. Where do I show my long-term broker statements? Always on the stream. At the end of the year, I'll post 1099s. You'll be able to see them. I post it on the stream. No, I did. Somebody mentioned Flow Zone Trader. The guy's not any good, any view bots. He's just not a good trader. I've seen a clip of it. Somebody sent it. I watched one of the streams. He's definitely like every other Fugazi out there. No P&Ls, no history, no historic broker statement, and the views are fake. So why would you check that out? Like you can go to Social Blade and find the exact point in time where he started buying views. Yeah. I'm not gonna give you more publicity to it, but somebody actually was talking to me about it. They were like, look at this guy, his views jumped by double overnight. Yeah. It's view botting. There's a lot of people doing that. Matt from Trade Brigade. So yeah, I don't like, I've known Matt for many, many years. Matt's probably one of the better fundamental streams. I would say worth pre-market because it's the same time ours, but pre-market. Trade Brigade is very good. I've never seen us trading, but I'll tell you, as far as understanding markets, doesn't matter if you're a good trader or not. I give Matt a lot of cred for knowing fundamentals more than just about anybody. So Trade Brigade is always a good view. I'm a big fan myself. Yeah. He doesn't do any live trading though, because he only does a pre-market show for like an hour before the market. But yeah, no, I've known that guy for a long time. He's pretty solid. Yeah, don't think people are successful. That's the thing. I think this person, I hear this a lot. People are saying like, it's a new topic, not Matt. So somebody was like talking about, I always thought this guy was successful. There's no think about it. This is where the obscurity of the guru world has tricked so many people. There's no think about it. You don't have to think I'm successful. You don't have to think at all. You know it. And there's no thinking involved. And with a lot of people, when you think they're successful and you don't know, well, you should look in the mirror and ask yourself, was I sold an idea? Why don't you know? Right? Why do you think? I always thought they were successful. And I give you my opinion and say they're not. I always thought they were. When you thought they were, you don't sound too convinced yourself. See, that's where I'm going to tell you. As much as people fail in trading, the gurus fail just as much. 95% of gurus are full of shit. If you think they're successful and you don't know, you got your answer. They're not. There's no think about it. You know the best way to market yourself into being the biggest fucking streamer on the planet? Just show your stats and people will walk to you and ask you to take their money to learn what you do. There's no way around it. If you were a successful trader, there's no better way to market yourself than to make a commercial on YouTube that says, here's my fucking broker statement, bitches. Pay me money and I will show you this, that you can do this too. And you will blow up overnight as an overnight sensation, being the Michael Jordan of trading. Who would hide that fact from anybody? Here's my broker statement, bitches. Pay me money. John Carter put out a commercial for simpler trading. I love John Carter. John Carter is a beast. We go way back. Well, John Carter was like, hi, this is me. I made $7 million trading Tesla last year. I've been on CNBC. I've been this. Dude, Simple Trading blew up on that commercial. Dude, they went to fucking town. He's a great trader. He crushed it. And his commercial literally was, here's my Thinkorswim account. I made $7 million last year on a big Tesla trade. Let me show you how I did it. 100%. It's the best marketing you can do. Show off your gains. So if you think somebody's there, they're not blasting in your face, well, think again. That's the way to do it. Yeah. So anyways, that's the point. Everybody likes to ask me who I think is profitable or not. I don't have to think, I just know. The 4 people I named are the only people that I know are profitable. Isn't that crazy? Of the entirety of FinSwit, I can name 3 other traders beside myself who I know have made $1 million trading in a real brokerage account. That's all I know. I don't have to think. But I always assume if I don't know, then they're probably not profitable. Why wouldn't they show you? You know? That's how you do it, baby. I know you're just fucking around, bro. Nobody's gonna block you. Clay Trader, another person I don't know. I've never seen it. I never guess. I've never seen his stuff. He goes way back, but I've never seen any of his stuff. Like in Tradeify 3.0, it's looking pretty good. But I have to say, you know, I don't like to guess. I don't, you know, there's not shade. Like somebody asked earlier, like I've never seen a D-Money broker statement, but that's not throwing shade. He seems like a nice guy. He's a quality dude, you know. We'd probably be pals if we hung out in real life. But again, when in a professional sense, I'm not just gonna like, oh, I like the person, they're probably profitable. I've always been the person that says, I don't know. I've never seen it. You're welcome to show me. And if you show me, I will celebrate you. On my list will turn from 4 to 5. Anybody comes to me and says, Matt, you're wrong. I too have made $1 million trading a real account. The next time somebody asks me the question, I will say your name every time. But very few people have that accolade, you know? The reason I know Dakota's profitable because him and I chat all the time. We send each other our broker statements to show off. Almost like a bromance. He's always like, bro, check out how much I made today. Here's my statement. Like we're just like we're very much like, you know, comrades in the trading space now. I used to doubt him too until I started seeing his stats and I was like, okay, he's definitely making some money. So when I start and I talk to Ribs, talk to Brian, you know, and these are guys I would not easily be fooled. So I can vouch that I've seen their stuff and I know they're good. I've seen it. So can I send you my broker statement with 50K from 10? You always can, man. Clay Trader invited you to a video class on how to be profitable. It's just an infomercial on how to buy his course, plus 45 minutes of your life. Good God. You also notice that most of the profitable traders aren't really selling, you know, mentorships or courses. I've never had a one-on-one mentorship. Our course pays for Slack's salary, and you know it's $20 per month. $1 a class. I don't make $1 from that. You're good traders that do teach, that do stream and do other stuff. A lot of them aren't making 90% of their life about a sales pitch, you know. Matt Scribb, never heard of him. On IG, never heard of him. Tori Trades. Oh, she's fantastic. I would I'd give her all my money just to learn how to relearn how to draw colorful lines on a piece of paper. I wasn't paying attention in kindergarten, but it'd be kind of nice to revisit that for $7,000. What's up, Matt? Watched Night Shift last night, so thought I'd check about this too. What's up, man? How's it going? So I'm basically trading the $1 Million Challenge account. Let me show you guys the broker statement. On that note, how come nobody said, why don't you show me your broker statement, you fucking liar? Y'all are too gullible. Let me show it to you. How come y'all are letting me sell you an idea that I'm the only profitable trader in town? Nobody's asking me to show my shit. You fucking gullible kids, you. Listen. Don't be so gullible. Y'all listen to my sales pitch for an hour. Come on. Here. Here's the $1 Million Challenge since December. Y'all are all, I threw you all under the bus just now. Since December. So here we go. I've made $660,000. Make that bigger for y'all. And this $1 Million Challenge account that started at 100K, dipped below, wired some in, but once I hit the 100K stride, without stopping since the last reset, 660K. December was the, come on, zoom out. Great Photoshop job. It took me, I had to distract you guys for 45 minutes with that conversation so I can Photoshop this really quick, okay? Give me some credit. My sleight of hand techniques are getting worse as I'm getting older. All right, so total trades 97.42. The profitable 63.02. What happened on the P&L drawdowns, fast recovery? It's, you know what it is. It's the being in the trade and then Trump tweets something and then you're just like that. Like they were never really like any kind of like strong bag holds or anything where I messed up. I just got in the wrong side of the trade big enough. And some of the bigger hits like this one was one of those days where the market, I had like 3 really strong places to long from. I longed here, lost 20K. Longed here, lost 20K. Longed here, lost 20K. That was like the 90K day. That was that bad. And it just fell through pivots without even stopping and then closed at a low. That was like that shit day. That's the only day where I got my ass completely handed to me in one day, just back to back to back. These, this is when I went to the door to answer flowers, came back, the market moved 230 points against me. I forgot to put in a stop. This was what day? That was another really bad one. That was the middle of January. It was another day where I was in the trade and the news went some direction and I got caught off guard. Which again, that explains like the choppies, but it's not normally like this unless you got this like news-driven wartime bullshit. So I would say 1, 2, 3 major hits. Maybe this one was a 4th one. And again, it was, and I'm trying to scale really rapidly to the million. And if you could see when like I lose, if you get rid of like the excursions, I survived long enough to just basically continue to climb, which is good. The expectancy 163 on 97.42 contracts. The commission's $28,000 over the last 3 months. Somebody told me yesterday, like, you paid more commissions than I've made all year. It's funny. Total P&L 2.6, total loss 1.9. Largest win, largest loss, very similar to each other. Average win, average loss. The average loss is slightly bigger than the average win, and so is the standard deviation, which is again a testament to news-based trading. I have a lot of really strong, solid trades when I'm right, and then when you're wrong, the market just like moves so swiftly that I get scooped pretty hard. And that's the news-driven effect that's causing this. Normally, these will be closer to each other. And run up to drawdown ratio is about 2 to 1, which is fantastic. In this environment, you're lucky to get 1 to 1, if that. So anyways, that's my statement for this $100,000 to $1 million challenge. I'm 2/3 of the way there. So forget what I have. I want to see how you have it. Oh, you got to watch the streams every day, man. Live stream my trades every day. You can watch everything. I get to night shift is more entertaining. I know. Well, Brad, I got Brad because he's funnier. He's more handsome. He's like, you know what I mean? So y'all voted him as the most handsome streamer. I get it. I get it. I thought we used to be friends, but you know, it's impressive for this absolutely shit market. Thank you. Oh, I agree. There were some close calls there in this challenge, but I'm also leveraging 5x risks I normally would take, which is not something I normally would do. The goal was to make $1 million in a month, just going ham. And obviously it had some downside to it because if I got on the wrong side of the news, it just hit pretty hard. Normally I would not be trading this aggressively. If I want to take $100,000 to $1 million with normal risk, that's like a 2 or 3 year journey for most people, not a 1 month journey. So you're not going to be like 10xing your leverage or 10xing your account for over leverage in any traditional trading. So, you know, I should be trading the margin requirement rule, which puts this at about 5 S&P contracts, and I'm trading 20. So, you know, that's 4x leverage. It's too high. But night shift is the best, but you're the GOAT. Thank you. Brad has to be entertaining. You know, sometimes nothing goes on at night. Well, lately there's been some good trades though. Is the prop site up? It is for beta, baby. You got to go down to the Discord and you go into the, oh, by the way, the winners, right? If you guys want our shit, we got to do prop giveaways. I totally forgot. Let's hit them up. Winners, lifetime winners. You guys got to go to the Discord, talk to Slacks, and he's the admin in the Consus channel. All right, ETF, first giveaway, 10K account. Let's go, type it in. We got to run through these because I've got 30 minutes left. I tell you guys, when it comes to day trading and watching day traders, don't think, just know. That's it. Don't think, just know. You don't got to think. If they're good, they'll show you. There's no alternative to that. There's no reason not to show you. If you show somebody, it's the weirdest thing. It's like, I'm a businessman, right? Selling a course, you can make, you know, say they make $200,000 a year selling courses, trying to sell a story. If you showed somebody your broker statement, you would immediately graduate to making $2 million a year selling courses. There's no reason, if you have a business, to not take the best direct path to marketing for the warmest leads with the highest conversion. I currently trade on this account. This is a NinjaTrader account. I have an AMP account, which is my big futures account. And then I have a Webull account, which is my options account. Those are my 3 mains right now. Anytime you see me pick up my phone, I'm usually doing trades on my futures account and AMP. Yes, sir. So be careful out there, guys. No reason you have a business and then put all this effort into it. No, I just don't feel like marketing it. I'm a private person. You got a camera on your face, dipshit. Ain't nothing private about you. You're posting on Twitter every 5 minutes. Private my ass. My lawyer said not to post. Your lawyer didn't tell you shit. You don't even afford a lawyer. You're lying. You're not private. I'm watching you on stream. Oh, I'm just private about my life. I don't like sharing myself. There's a fucking camera on your face, bro. I can see your boogers. You know, nothing private about you. Everyone come with the craziest excuses that people buy into it. So I have to show you their results. And y'all have been okay with it because there's not anybody else that does it. So y'all have accepted the lesser of all the evils. People have been like, you know what? Well, nobody shows results. And this guy's the most trustworthy of all of them, I guess. I think. There's a bunch of I thinks. There's not a lot of I knows, but I'm going to bring the goods to you guys. The good word. The I know, because I've seen, not the I think, that maybe he's better than the others. They're all scams. Or he's the least scammy. That's what you guys are settling. Don't settle on a relationship. Don't settle on a date. You've picked exactly the right thing for you. No, this is good enough. Good enough was never good enough. Tell you guys that answer. We got some boot camps to give away too. Yo, Matt donated 40 yesterday, but just got up another 4K payout. So donating more, up to 70% prop payouts this year so far. Rockscooter was the best thing. Unlucky the YouTube algorithm suggested your live stream. Brian, bro, I'm so glad to have you here, man. Kick ass, my dude. Very kick ass. Appreciate you. All right. You are the best, man. All right, do some boot camp, guys. All right, we got tons of stuff to give away at the last minute here. And we're so glad you guys stopped by. Especially came through from Brad's afternoon or Brad's evening stream. We have an afternoon streamer that comes on after me. So let me walk you guys through it. I stream until 12:30. Then I go to My Fun and Futures. I have a segment on that channel. You guys all follow me over there. We'll hang out. And then at 1:30, Neon streams the afternoon and power hour here. Then we take a break and Brad comes on at 9. Those are my boys. That's your Rockscooter crew. Somebody said, how about Jade Cap? He's, again, I've never seen a broker statement from that guy. He's another one of those prop dudes. Don't know him, don't know anything about him. Other than these prop guys that try to sell, they hire marketing firms to market them. You know, hey, I made so many $1 million of payouts and whatever. And so it's a one-time, you know, it's a one-time gig. I don't think anybody that makes money in props can translate that to day trading in a real account. They don't, the skill sets are not the same. I give him credit for beating the prop system, but other than that, the golden era of props is over. You can't make $1 million anymore from any prop account. That died last year. All right, next giveaway is My Fun and Futures. You guys know that, right? The era of $1 million payouts has officially died. Apex was the last one and they killed it with their last update. Nobody can make $1 million payout anymore with any firm. Impossible, unless you go live, and that's it. So we've now entered what's called the silver era of props. Do I trade during My Fun and Futures? I do. Yeah, I'll be trading at lunchtime as well. Contest requirements for this. Oh, blown. Nothing here, man. You can just enter by typing in MFF in chat. Yes, sir. Type it in. MFF. Anybody can enter. This is for a 50K rapid account. Rapido. 50K rapid. And we got one Tradeify Lightning to give away from here. After that, we'll be done. That's crazy, right? Yeah, so all your big dogs that made their $1 million here and $1 million there. What I don't like about the prop kids is that they post how much they've paid out, but don't tell you how much they paid in. It's the biggest sleight of hand marketing now that there is. So I made about $1 million last year from props. I paid in about 200G. I never even added it up, about 200G. I'll probably say total about 200G. I need to go review all my tax docs. So, you know, it's important to see what people paid in, what they got paid out. But I see a lot of marketing, like there's a couple of podcasts out there. People are blowing the lid on it right now on socials, which is kind of interesting. Apparently there's a marketing firm that everybody joins and the marketing firm just circle jerks each other. It's all these prop kids that make million payouts or whatever. They all join the same marketing team. That's trying to build them up, like, you know, buy these people's courses and stuff. Don't ever, I'll tell you guys, don't ever buy a course from somebody that made something in props. They all do the same trick. Throw a lot of money at it, you'll get a lot of money out. It's not hard to do. I did it. And I tell you guys, I did it. Don't do it. Don't go spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to pull $1 million out. I mean, you can, but you're much better off just trading a real account. That amount of risk. Props have a ceiling now. You can't make $1 million payout anymore anywhere in town. They all cap you. So that era is over, but unfortunately a couple people have solidified themselves in the public eye as being masters of the prop space. But in reality, there's a lot of people that figured out that gimmick. I figured it out, and I don't market it because I think it's a gimmick. It's not teachable trading skills. Hey guys, you want to learn how to make money at props? Just buy Apex, it's 90% off. Martingale yourself to a bunch of successful accounts. Repeat it once you're funded. All you need to do is have 5 accounts, make a 100K payout, and then it only costs you 20K to get it. You can throw money at Apex, milk $1 million with enough money in your pocket. And they all did it. They all figured out how to do it. So there's not much you can learn in a trading course. Don't let them convince you that it was ICT or some kind of strategy that got them there. It's literally just playing the odds. It's the odds of props. Low cost of failure. Markets bounce around all over the place. You can just throw money at it until you pass. And I trade live with NinjaTrader. The 90% off Apex is expensive with activation fee. We only pay the activation fee when you pass. So basically, it's just it's basically free to fail almost. It's like 15 bucks an account. So you just throw money at the failures and then just pay when you pass. You know, basically. Yeah. That liquidity pocket, dude. And I know I've been such a little wuss about it today, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm telling you, those pivots, the one I tried to trade earlier, look how strong it is. It's, I don't know, have you guys been scalping the pivot all day long? I'm just kind of scared, to be honest. I'm scared. Short squeeze. You're the winner, buddy. Yeah, but please don't learn prop trading from a prop trader. Learn prop trading from a real trader. A real trader, I always say this, like a real basketball player can go to the carnival, and even though the rim is 11 feet tall instead of 10, it's slightly bent so the ball barely fits in, they'll still sink every shot. Steph Curry will win every fucking teddy bear at every carnival there ever was, but the carny is not going to go out there play for the Lakers. So different story. You don't want to learn prop trading from a prop trader. Learn prop trading from a real trader. They'll tell you how to adapt as a real trader. When you learn prop trading, you're going to learn the gimmick of how to game the prop system, but it's slowly grinding to a halt as far as the limits of what you can get. Prop trading is more like realistically like 2x to 5x gains, where it used to be like 10 to 50. You can make a whole lot return. These days you can't. Most of the props have started like capping what you can get. So you're not going to be able to sustain a lifestyle or a living from prop trading. Don't let anybody sell you otherwise. From my point of view, I'm watching it stabilize at a place where it's just a good amount of side cash or capital. If you can't fund yourself, it's pretty good. Think about making 50K from props. Don't be thinking about making 5 million from props, you know? There's still kind of like some where you can make some big bank on, but usually they'll push you to live pretty quick these days. All right, cool. All right. We did the MFF, right? Short squeeze. Who was the ETF winner? I don't know. We got to do Tradeify one more. All right, Tradeify. Here's what's going on in the prop space with some of our partners, my friends. We have a currently Tradeify 3.0 has come out. They've got new accounts, new prices on accounts. You can trade on TradeC, you can trade on Rhythmic now. They've been a pretty big expansion project today. Pretty kick ass. 30% off right now on all the accounts. They have a huge update. 3.0. Let me read what they sent me again. It's a new platform option, Rhythmic Trade Seat, Trade Elite Live, which is a brand new live trading program with performance reward pool. Earn extra rewards on top of your profits, up to 90% across the multiple accounts you can get. So a brand new elite live program when you go live with Tradeify. I went live with Tradeify. It was a pretty cool program already before they had this. You can allow users to make back some or even more of their sim profits they had before moving to live. That's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Okay. That being said, My Funded Futures right now, you have this 30% off existing users, 50% off new users for Pro, which is my favorite account with them. The Rapids are 20% off, which is most everyone else's here's other favorites. Those two are like two favorite accounts, period, and all in props. Two of the top favorites. TBT, one of the other favorites here, that's running a 40% off sale. And right now, their giveaway is ETF. Oh yeah, ETF is also, again, our giveaways are sponsored by our partners. So ETF is running 80% off their non-fast track, which is the static is like their, I would say their best account. Everything else there is relatively like mid-tier. Not bad, just other things are better. And I would say, but their static is like top of the line. So that's the account I say is worth it over there. What happened to giveaway Bonanza? Hey, I did a bandana earlier. I gave away 6 lifetimes. Today was lifetime Bonanza, yeah. Next month we'll do giveaway Bonanza with props. This time was lifetime Bonanza. Much bigger. You learn from a guy who's still trading props. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with learning, but I'm saying is like, you know, you're learning baseball from the guy at the carnival. And you have the opportunity to learn from somebody who's won the Cy Young Award and played for the majors. You'll probably have a better education in general. But I mean, spend your time how you want. Nobody's gonna tell you you're doing is wrong. Give up your lifetime for a Rocket Ski lifetime. Let's go. All right. The final giveaway. Yeah. All right. Because there's, like I said, you're learning to trade props is fine. If you want to learn day trading, you want to learn how to be a trader, how to make it as a day trader, budgeting your money, trading a real account, emotions that go with all that stuff. There's not as much emotions that come in props. And I've learned that by doing it myself. In props, you're kind of a muted emotional state because the cost of losing is so small. You're not going to sweat it too much. There's no pressure. There's almost no pressure. I mean, there's a little bit, there's enough to take it seriously. But there's not a lot of pressure, man. Like compared to what I'm doing with a real account, the pressure is tremendously higher. And so when you transition from props to live, usually people aren't ready for it. They're used to that kind of mild pressure. Killer MBS. The lower pressure environments, they usually choke when they go live. The emotions are a lot different. And you kind of want to learn that because those if you can master real account trading emotions, you'll be a breeze in props. I walked into props, made $1 million my first year. Well, gross. And I netted about 800,000 of that. It's easy to transition from one to the other. Good props, you can't just become a good prop trader and then walk to the live space and then repeat what you did, because there's a real cost of failure. Your first big loss, you lose half your account. That's not a paper account you're playing there, sonny boy. It's a real account. It's gonna hurt. And you may never felt hurt like that before when you're getting paid to paper trade, right? So it's a little different. Congrats to the winners. Everybody that won today, do me a favor. Discord in the description below. Go to my Discord, go to the contest channel, talk to an admin named Slacks. Send Slacks a message with a screenshot of your YouTube ID. We'll hook you up with your accounts. Congratulations to the 6 lifetime winners. Congratulations to the prop winners. Why would have big prop giveaway bonanzas? We have 2 other streamers and we budgeted the accounts because I used to have a bunch of extra accounts we give away on this day. Now I gave them to Neon and I gave them to Brad. So now those boys have a bunch of accounts to give away. Already did the MFF, I believe. Yeah. But next month, we'll have a whole lot more to do for you guys. Great day today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm at 660K P&L in the $1 million challenge. 28K today. I had a pretty good short from there. Pretty good long setup from there. I also made a trade last night from MHP short. I did that one right there. Just pecking at it. Like I said, I'm not trading like I normally do. This environment, I'm in and out much quicker because I'm so scared of the news, man. In and out, baby. You did, somebody said they did 20K a month on props and now you do 50K on live. There you go. Very, very, very good. It's a lot harder transition to live from the prop space. And if you have that emotional game down, you should be all right. What do you think about Lambo Rowell? I have no idea who that is. That name doesn't even sound familiar. What you can learn from this challenge is the power of leverage. You can quickly see how using leverage can turn 2-3x market move and 100% gain, but also can wipe out $1 million in minutes. Yeah, well, it's correct. Yeah, this was just a challenge to be flashy because somebody dared me to do it. I originally put in 100K into this account because that AMC pump and upper guy got mad at me when I won Pat Whelan's tournament. He was talking shit like, Matt, you're a terrible trader. You're such a scam. You're such a horrible trader. I'm like, where's this even coming from? I never even talked to that guy before. I think he was a little jealous that, you know, his YouTube account's getting smaller and we're getting bigger. But I was like, would you like to put your money where your mouth is, sir? Name your stakes. Let's race for pink slips. Put in an account. I'll put in an account. The winner takes the loser's account. How about that? Name your stakes, boy. Let's race for pinks. Pink slips. Let's go. And then homeboy was like, yeah, I'll do it for 50K. And I'm like, all right, 50K, let's go. I'll fund the account. He's like, actually, let's make it 100. I was like, okay, 100, let's go. I'll fund the account. I funded the account immediately the following weekend. And then he's like, oh, well, I won't do it without a contract. I was like, well, send me the contract, buddy. Never got the contract. Then I was like, send in my lawyer's name. Then send me your lawyer's name. Never got his lawyer's name. You guys win his stream and hounded him for a month. Come on, where's the contract? Where's the contract? Never said anything, never did anything. And my lawyer drafted up a contract, and I spent good money for that. It's cost me like maybe like $500 to get a contract drafted up. My lawyer is expensive. You know, so I got it. I said, what's your lawyer's name? I will mail you the contract. Send me an email address. He ghosted me in all the conversations. So then I had an account with $100,000 sitting in it. As it normally is. I wouldn't trade against me either. I understand his hesitation. I'm pretty good. I would be scared of me too. So I had 100,000 sitting here, and one of you knuckleheads dared me to take it to $1 million. Why don't you just make $1 million with it, Matt? Yeah, Matt, do it. Fucking peer pressure. Y'all egged me on, so I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And that's the story of the $1 Million Challenge. It wasn't something I planned to do. I had a $100,000 funded account that somebody's like, yeah, turn it to $1 million. You could do it, Matt. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I'll do an aggressive challenge. Yeah, do it in a month. Oh, you could totally do it in a month, bro. And I was like, all right, fine. So I designed a challenge that was a little more higher leverage, but still use account partitioning, but higher leverage to try to do it in a month. And it was the worst month to do it in by a long shot. What about Rips? Rips is good. Rips is really good. He's a really good trader. You see a pic of the Aston again? I think I went on my Twitter somewhere. Hold on. Right here. There she is. I love my new car. Although this is the second time my new car is in the shop though, for electrical problems. So I've been without this car this is going on the second week. So right now I'm driving some loaner Mercedes SUV that they gave me, which is not a bad car. I don't like it, but it's not a bad car. But yeah, this has been in the shop for almost 2 weeks now. Sad days. Your race you see you lose faster. I can lose pretty fast. Don't think because I'm making money I can't lose pretty fast too. I proved. I go downstairs to answer the door when somebody delivers me some flowers and I lost 220 grand. Beautiful whip. Thank you. Appreciate that. How much was the car? 315,000. It's fully loaded with all the bells and features. I think DB12's base price is probably like 260, something like that. But once you load it up with all the stuff, then it adds another 60K. YouTube, and I just bought it with cash. YouTube increased character limits for messages. These streams are an educational, informational space. Oh, well, I'm glad you like it, dude. Stick with the Mini Cooper. Hey, Mini Coopers are cool, dude. I actually like Mini Coopers. I always wanted one when the Italian Job came out and the craze was there. I kind of was like, I almost wanted to get one. I didn't have the money to get them though. I was a kid at the time. The AMG twin turbo V8 in the Aston is an awesome motor. Oh, that V8. Oh, it's nice. What kind of car was that? Is an Aston Martin DB12. Not a Porsche guy. I used to have a Porsche. I never saw my Panamera. Hold on, I had a Panamera like 4 cars ago. Hold on, let me show you. Get a picture of it. I love telling my story because I was such a hot-headed kid that was less business savvy than I was now. I was making a lot of money, but I was also wasting it on dumber things. Let me show you my, I know I've got a picture of it somewhere. Hold on. Oh yeah. That was my, so I had that was my Panamera from 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. That was my bad boy. And this one was white with white. So I had white rims, white car, pitch black tint on the windows. And I think it's a 2015 or 2016. Yeah. So this was back then. And oh, dude, it was sick. I liked the black on the white. That was the coolest car ever. I was a big fan of white cars back in the day. When I say I used to waste money, so this is when I still had an apartment. So this was 2015, so 2016, about 10 years ago. And I still had an apartment in Houston. And I actually bought 3 parking spaces for it. Like this way, I used to waste money. And I was so like, you know, oh, I'm like, I'm making money as a trader, making all this money. Is that kind of like cocky little kid? And I bought 3 parking spaces so that nobody would park on either side of it. So I literally, you know, like by the front, this is the door to go in. So the front reserved parking spaces were like $100 a month and I bought 3 of them. So that nobody would park on either side, which was kind of funny because people would like park in them all the time. And I would have to go out there and say, hey, you know, actually nobody ever parks here, but I own all 3 of these spaces. And they're like, oh, well, I'm just unloading my groceries. And I was cool with all the neighbors. Like, yeah, you can just use the space to unload your groceries. Or if you have a friend that comes to visit, just use the parking space or whatever for a little bit. But yeah, bro, I used to, yeah, like that's what I used to do early on with life. And so I actually took that picture probably like when I first got the car. So, but I would usually be pretty nice about it. Once people on my floor learned that those 3 spaces were off limits, because you usually see an empty space. When you live in an apartment, you're like, nobody uses it, so I might as well just park there. I used to leave a couple notes on people's drive, like, hey, I'm your neighbor. By the way, this is also my space. Do you mind not parking here? But if you need it, here's my number. Just text me, be like, hey, I need to use space. I'm like, I just don't like people dinging up my new car. They probably thought I was a tool, but that's how much I loved that car. I was like, nobody's gonna scratch up my beautiful white car. And this was the Aston I wanted to get, and I never built it. Instead, I bought one they had. This was a Vanquish that I wanted to get this color, which was a bronze with bronze wheels and a black top. So that's the car that I saw when I went to look. And I could actually have built that, but it would have taken about 6 months to get it. So I was kind of being impatient. But that to me is the color of car. That is the most beautiful car color, I think. And I never thought I would like a brownish looking color. But dude, that bronze and black together, hella sick. I would have died for that. Now this car would have taken about 6 months to get, and this significantly more expensive than the DB12 was. So that bad boy fully loaded is about 600 and something. So about twice as expensive, believe it or not. But that's the V12. That kitty purrs. Do we sell here? Probably not. No. I test drove the Vanquish, and man, it was fast. And I'm talking like the DV12 was fast. I mean, my car is fast as fuck. The V12 is like scary fast. If you've never sat in a V12, it'll hit you when you punch it. It's quick. It's good. That's a good car. That's only 3 flowers worth of trading days. Yeah, I gotta go to MFTV, guys. All right, I gotta get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. It was a fun afternoon. Wait, Mike. Wait, the first part of your story used to be the same with your car. When you go to the mall, you'd park far away from everyone as I could. And when we come out, some random person would be parked right next to me, even though I parked in the middle of nowhere in Siberia. I know, like, you know, it's funny. I never take my car anywhere unless it's like a place where I know there's valet and they'll park it in the front. That way, you know, it's next to the other nice cars where nobody dings them up. Like, we have her RAV4 we did before we got rid of it. It's just like, we drive it everywhere. Like, go to the gym, go to the store, get groceries. We take out the Toyota. Never. I'm so much like I don't take my car anywhere unless it's like a, you know, it's an event or something. Another RAV4, dude. We park it, get stinged up. We didn't give a shit. All right. I'm out. Join me on My Fun TV, you guys. Let me give you the link. Thanks for tuning in. Always a pleasure meeting new folks. Having new people here on the team and new people in the stream. Y'all are the best. We are the best community, hands down. I love it. Click this link right now. I'll be trading live on MyFunded TV. We'll see you over there in just a second. I have an hour-long show there, and then right after that, come back here. Neon will be live, doing a nice little giveaway for the afternoon. I love the Neon stream, and don't forget Brad in the evening as always, crushing it too. So we'll see you later, guys. Have a great one, and see you in about 2 minutes.